DC ako. Dapa.
Ayan.
Gi-recruit nga ako. Wala magawa eh.
Recruit ka.
Nare-recruit din ako eh. Hirap talaga. Okay ka na, Tek. Invite na kita. Okay ka na, Tek.
Okay na, okay na. Pa-invite na lang.
Lumabas sa ano, chat nyo?
Alin?
Yung recruit.
Wala.
Sa world. Ay, sa all. Tangin na, matulog na ako. Hindi ko mapapansin yung lot na mag-UTM. Ano yung favorite song ko yun, ah. Yay!
Tawa ka na naman.
Nakakuha ko ng 4 star na armor. Di ko alam kung gagamitin ko to o yung isa kong 4 star.
Tek.
Ano yan?
Ah,
Nakakuha ko ng 4 star na armor.
Oh.
Hindi ko alam kung i-level up ko ba to.
Tingnan mo stats ko. Ano mas maganda?
online.
Damage from normal monsters minus 10%.
Ay, isa.
Yung isa na 3 star na 3 star ko na 4 star.
Ano hintayin ba to?
May awaken kasi siya. Minus 3.75 damage taken. Tas all elemental status effects is 3%. Yun lang.
Eh di try mo muna yung... Mahirap kasi mag ano ng 4 star.
Mag-level up pa, no?
Hmm.
Nag-awaken.
Oo.
Kaya hindi ko muna nile-level up tong armor. Kasi parehas lang sila 4 star kung tutuusin eh. Kasi na-upgrade ko na siya na 4 star eh.
Eh, sayang yung dagdag stats nung isa.
Pero ang ganda nito, minus 10% damage taken from normal monster.
Pang farm.
Ang ganda eh. Hirap mag-farm ng pang-accessories na level up tayo.
Oo, mahirap. Grabe yung accessory na yan. Sa armor pa nga lang, mahirap na eh.
Sa weapon ang sobrang ang dami. Binibenta ko lang
Hmm.
eh.
Hmm, 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 hmm. Hmm, 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 hmm.
Hey, let's go. Maglalaro ba kayo?
Pag-ayos pa ako kayo, laro muna kayo.
30% to. Eh,
Let's go.
ako malungkot ng higidi. Failed to, putang ina. Ay, hindi. Kaya plus 10 na yung ano.
Hey, let's go.
Pangit pala yung ginagawa ko na binabalance ko.
Anong binabalance mo?
Ayun, tino. Pina-plus 10 ko lahat sila. Dapat pala magpo-focus lang ako sa isa.
Lahat, pati 2-star?
Hindi, yung ano ko, yung mga equip weapon, equip armor ko.
Ah, oo,
Focus ko sila.
isa lang.
Dapat isa lang.
Kasi dadating ka dun sa time na matatapos mo na, tapos wala kang pang-upgrade. Tapos dun mo na pwedeng i-ups yung, i-level up yung iba.
Kaya,
Tulad ko, yung armor ko, yung halos lahat na ng equips ko, upgrade. Kailangan na ng upgrade. Wala akong pang-upgrade.
hirap pa makakuha sa Fire Temple. Tayo na.
Hmm.
Sa Fire Temple lang nakakuha eh. Tsaka sa mga ano, shop, traveling merchant, Fire Temple, plus spot. Ano oras na? Mga 8:30 lalabas ang traveling merchant. Makatulog na naman nito.
Paano nyo nalaman ilan oras pagitan?
2 hours lang naman yung traveling merchant.
Hmm. Ano ko?
Ano pa ba yung may mga quest na may dagdag gem?
Quest na may dagdag gem?
Oo. Kasi kulang ako ng 200 gem para sa ano eh. Rebate. Kukunin ko sana yung rebate eh.
Ako rin eh. Ako 300 pa kulang ko eh.
Pero natapos mo na yung ano,
Hindi pa ako
yung
nagle-level 60. Di ba 60 may gem?
1k gem. Eh
Hmm.
yung handbook sa tanim-tanim, 1k gem din yun, di ba?
Ah, hindi ko pa natapos yan. Ah, 1K doon.
Mahirap kasi nun eh. Nakakasuya laro mo eh. Tagal pa mag dilig-dilig. Yung fence ko nga ginawa kong kulungan ng ano eh.
Ano?
Yung ano pet. Ginawa kong kulungan eh. Yung alpaca ba yun?
Ah, oo.
Mag-apply na ako sa ano. Sa credit card para maka-PayPal na ako.
Kaya mo na yung, ano mo doon, debit card.
Hype naman kasi sa hype naman. Grabe naman eh.
Gusto mo, register ka daw, sabi ni ate, pwede daw gawa ka Paymaya. Tapos may virtual card daw doon. Tapos pwede mo, yun daw ang i-connect mo sa PayPal.
Pwede yun?
Kaso ang register doon, ay oh, pwede ka doon. Register doon yung ID, parang GCash, kailangan mo ng ID.
Ay, wala akong ID ng Gcash eh.
Hindi ID ng GCash. Yung ID, yung driver's license, mga ganon.
Ay, wala nga akong ID kahit anong tip eh.
Ayun lang. Rest tayo.
Kahit national ID, wala pa rin. Kaya na-force ako mag-upgrade ng pamilyar kanina. Wala akong paglagyan ng right eh.
Mm, mm, mm.
Tanim po, katamad po mag ano. Panoorin magtanim. Sisipain mo pa yung puno. Puta.
Kayo na nga nagbag sa akin na hindi masipa yung puno.
Sa isang sipa mo naman, isa lang makakuha mo. Lahat bulok. Ang pag na itong ano na mga puno dito sa Nino KUNI. Use garden care. Tayo mo naman, putang ina. Harvest tanim, harvest tanim. Lalaro ba kayo?
Sila tayo mag-aayos pa ako eh. Pagka inaasa.
Loy, bili mo kayo si Loy. Loy, bili mo kayo si Loy.
Nakamute pala ako, gago.
Loy, bili mo kayo si.
Ay boy,
Ha?
nauutos.
Ano, sabihin mo, ano, yung kuya mo, ay, kasi papasend ko lang sa Gcash eh. I-send ko sa Gcash, tas ano, ano yung cellphone ko. I-send, i-send ko lang sa Gcash ngayon, tapos sabihin mo na lang na nag-send ako ng Gcash.
Eko lang. Eko lang. Ha?
Ano na lang, kay Ate Bing ka na lang bumili para mas mura. Ay, para mas kilala tayo. Kalahati. Ay, hindi, limang Malbored lang. Sure. Meron ako. Oo. Sabihin mo, sinend ko na. 5 red lang ah.
Di na hilo.
So, 905-450.
Naka-stream ka pa, Tek?
Na-DC ako eh.
Yeah, sabi mo, pag-stream ka na uli para open ko.
Hindi, naka-open. Mirang ni-stream ko ngayon.
Tama saan nila yung warrior mo. Warrior!
Warrior. Nakatambay lang sa
Pero hindi
ni-stream.
nakuni mo, ni-stream mo din yun.
Kanina lang din. Kasi ang tagal nakatambay eh. Ang tagal pa natin nun. Sabi ko, stream ko na lang din.
Mamaya ko pala pag lumipat akong PC, mamaya ako i-watch.
Sige,
Wag
sige.
mo, baka mag-live si Mythology ka. Sa guild ah.
Ano yan?
Baka mag-live si Mythology ka.
Matayin sabi?
Baka napag yung stream mo eh. Sabihin, kinukumpetensya ako nito.
Tangina mo, edi ikaw na lang yung kikik dawel.
Mahal naman mag-harvest dito.
It's
Oh.
Gusto ko na mag-enhance ng 21 time.
Ano pa bang kulang mo?
Yung pang upgrade na lang.
Mahirap nga nung pang-upgrade eh. Hindi ko alam kung saan ako kukuha nun.
Alin ba pang upgrade ng?
Yung mga
Parang medal.
Kaya nga yung weapon? Yung sa weapon?
Hindi, sa armor. Armor ang balak unahin sa ano eh.
Wala nga ako mapagkunan, 6 star na sana yung firebow ko eh.
Pag ganon, Paul, kailangan mo 10 bilog tapos para maging triangle. Ay, tama, enhance pala yun. Ay, tama, upgrade, di ba triangle? Ay, hindi. Ay, hindi. Oh.
Nababasag ba yung weapon?
Yung espada
Fail
pala,
enhancement?
yung pang-upgrade.
Gusto ko yung lalabas yung pangalan ko dyan. Oh. Captain Master Upgrade. Hammer, gano'n.
Nababasag ba yung weapon pag nag-fail? Hindi naman, no?
Hindi, pero kailangan mo yung repair, nasisira.
Paano i-repair?
May anvil. Bumili nga akong anvil eh, nasira yun sa akin, bumili pa ako.
Bumili ka?
Oo.
Pag nag-salvage ka, automatic makakuha ka ng ganun eh.
Anong isa-salvage mo? Kailangan 3 star.
Pag samasamahin mo lahat ng 1 star, ganun ginagawa ko pag
Wala,
ako.
nag-salvage ako ng ng accessory. Dahil may mga plus 10 na ako na 'di ba? Wala naman ako nakukuha.
Di 1,000 yun.
1,000. Gamit ako. Buti na nga lang nung in-upgrade ko ulit, hindi nasira eh.
Anong enhancement siya nag-uumpisa masira?
Ay, hindi ko matanda. Anong enhancement na ba nung ko?
Nung mag-enhance ka, mga anong class pa lang yun? 14?
Bago lang yun eh. Yung ngayon, enhancement ko is 14.
Yun, sa 14, mag-fail talaga.
Baka start ng 10.
Hindi, kasi yung mga nasa 11 ka pa lang, isa pa lang kailangan mo pang enhance eh.
Hindi, yung
Tapos,
masisira.
yung chance parang 65% na success. mataas pa.
Pero
Sabagay kung
masisira na ng enhanced 10, 'di ba?
masira na. Oo. Sabagay nung nag-ups nga tayo ng +9, 'di ba? 30% na 'yun eh.
Oo.
30% chance lang na maano eh, magsa-success eh.
Eh, hindi mo naman pwede i-doble 'yon. Kung parang ano ng pamilyar, 'di ba? Para mag
Oo.
100%.
Talaga na internet ko po, happy ka.
Ano internet mo kanina? 'Di ba nagpalit ka?
Hindi, meron yung pinsan ko meron siya yung yung sumasagap lang ng wifi.
Ah,
Nai-connect ako sa kapitbahay, alam niya yung password.
ayaw pala eh.
Eh, siyempre ginagamit niya rin yan minsan eh.
Hindi, kung nakikonnect lang siya sa wifi, malay mo malakas yung wifi ng kapitbahay niyo.
Oo, malakas.
Malay mo converge o kahit mag-download pa kayo lahat eh. Hindi naman niya mapapansin yan.
Ay, ganun ba kalakas yung Converge?
Converge, 20 Mbps yun.
Oo, wala yung kaaway mo sa Converge eh.
Wala eh.
Wala nang kaaway mo sa internet eh.
Si Globe
Walang
wala si
maglabas eh.
Globe eh. Basurang Globe.
Basurang lang.
Yun, kung ba't nagtatanggol ni Balong yung Globe? Basura talaga yung Globe eh.
Lilipat din yan. Tayo nyo lang.
Boss raid na lang, Tek, no?
Ah,
Ano ba, Forsaken King?
tang saglit lang. May ayos pa ako eh.
Forsaken nga, sabi ko, Forsaken eh. Kaya mo bang Forsaken, Tek?
Tapos ko na yun eh. Ako lang
Kaya,
mag-isa.
kaya ko na yun, Tek eh.
E di, mag-isa ka.
Solo, no? B1.
Tinapos ko na mag-isa yun eh. Sawa na ako. Hello.
Tawad ba bumalik na antok ko?
Wala na yan. Balik yung antok mo.
Hindi, nakakantok nga magtanim-tanim eh. Pero, hmm,
Taniman mo yung akin.
hindi na. Ikaw lang, kumbaga na may makukuha ako kahit isa doon. Eh, wala akong makukuha kahit isa.
Okay lang yung Paul.
Ay, wala may ilog pala dito. Ay, malaki pala to. May ilog, tas may falls.
Boom. Elephant.
Magalaw-galaw pa nga ang buntis.
Kailangan ko lang 7 na earth.
Papakain ka ng aso tapos yan, Tek?
Hindi, maghahanda pa lang. Luluto.
Okay, okay. Sige. Chat, chat ka na. Magpakain ka na. AFK mo na lang yan.
Hindi,
Boss raid yan.
magluluto pa ako. Mamaya,
Kaya nga.
medyo maya pa ako makapag.
AFK mo na lang tong boss raid. Ay, Tek,
The
may maintenance
fuck?
mamaya ah.
Ha? Ano oras? Ha?
Alas 3.
Alas 3. Sad. Yung mga pag secret pick. Dali lang.
Alas 3.
AFK.
Yeah. Bilis lang to, 15 tayo. Mabilis lang to, 15 tayo. Kasing level ko pa yung Marshall. Ayos ba yun? Hmm?
May form ng may form na nagpa-priority ng pang level up ng accessory. Wala eh. Ito. May corpus. Baka mag-farm. Ayo, isang kill for Terek yung drop. Ha? Bogit mo naman. Bibli kayo. Binali mo pa. Oh, to the top. Yay.
get up some pretend bubble gum. Okay, so get up some pretend bubble gum. What color is yours? Mine's pink. Put it in your mouth. We're gonna chew it. Are you chewing your gum? Okay, now we're gonna blow a really big bubble. Are you ready? Wow! Pop! Oh no! Bubble popped! And the sticky bubble gum is all over our hands! Icky, sicky, 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 bubble gum, bubble gum, bubble gum. Icky, sicky, 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 bubble gum makes your hands stick to your
Labas
head.
ka?
And you pull them, you pull them, and you pull them away. Icky, sicky, 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 bubble gum, bubble gum. Sicky, 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 bubble hands stick to your head. You pull them, you pull them, pull them away. Icky, sicky, 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 bubble gum, bubble gum, bubble gum. Icky, sicky, 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 bubble hands to me. And you pull them, and you pull them, and you pull them away. Icky, sicky, 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 bubble gum, bubble gum. Icky, sicky, 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 bubble gum. Makes your hands stick to your head. Sicky, 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 bubble gum, bubble gum, bubble gum. Icky, sicky, 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 bubble gum. Makes your hands.
Ito si Glenn, oh, kaya-kaya ipagkakuta. Tigas lang ang ulo mo.
Siguro, dumating na talaga ang panahon na naging sakit na ng ulo ng mga anak at mga magulang.
Oo nga. Pero alam mo, ang swerte natin dahil alam-alaga tayo ng ang pwede na lang siguro pinagawin dahil hindi silang mahirapan. Huwag matigas ang ulo. Ano? Kaya lumaban ka. Pwede mo pa bang makalimutan mo si Dian at yung mga apo mo bago ka magpagamot? Kayang-kaya mo yan. Gawin mo para kay Dian sa mga apo mo.
Hindi dapat ako sumuko. Alang-alang kay Glenn at sa mga apo ko. Kaya, payag na ako na magpagamot sa Amerika.
Ayun! Ito, si Glenn. Ano sa mga na mo? Isa lang yung problema lang.
Ano yun?
Di pa paano ka pupunta na Amerika, nakatali tayo. May isang bagay sa Rebecca. Yun yung sana baka sa kaibigan ko.
Sayang nga ba? Ikalabing pito, paano ang Pilipinas? Bilang biggest and most trusted news organization para sa demokrasya para sa Pilipino.
Yung bracelet. Pwede ko bang malaman kung sa may nabili?
Emilia,
Yung bracelet kasi, at itong kwintas ko mukha silang set. Abang mo ba?
si Sofia, ang sorpresa para sa kaibigan pa.
Pupunta ka rito para lang ibigay ito sa akin?
Ang magbubunyag ng pinagtahan ng asawa. Show niya the Queen's Town. Gabi sa Telebabad.
Amazing development starts with you and the proven nutrition of NanKid OptiPro, with nutrients proven by over 20 clinical trials to help increase antibody response up to 200% for proven immunity and life. Choose proven nutrition. First date, David! Pero parang amoy kahit maraming hair. Ayun, sunscreen active ingredient of blend of oils, vitamins, and it can keep up. Good hair, nakakabigyan. We're here. Camera, ready for action. Walang makakapigil sa panong nakakagigil. Use Sunsun with Active Infusion. Kapag nahihirapan ka ng bulos dahil sa likod, palakang kamay, Doctor prescribes Trade Plus. Ito ay may triple action. Strong bones, strong muscles, and flexible joints. Take Doctor prescribed Trade Plus.
Ma, mahilig ako ng adobo.
Toy na. Gamitin mo kasi secret ko. Outdoor chicken cubes. May sanap na isang buong manok, kaya bitis na tubo. Ang sarap ko yan.
Parang hindi ito malawak.
Nor. The end of the day, di na sila amoy bata. Amoy yasin na. New Safeguard. Max pinaba mo. Ang bacteriasin. Amoy fresh ang mga bata. Max pinaba Safeguard.
Nakakano ng malinis, may natirang sebo, germs, viruses. Enjoy and export vitamin with a power of safeguard. Plus, superior ang linis. Linis na bilang itatamdam. Amoy din. Your expert of vitamin C. Nakita natin kung ano nangyayari pag may kailangan. Hindi natin ko. Worry ako. So, in-insure ko na.
Ang mahalaga for me is to see my mom keep doing what she loves.
Get elegant. Only at Gold. Triple proteins to help build muscle mass. Vitamins and minerals to health and immunity. Sama-sama.
Axe body spray versus perfume. Think your perfume keeps you fresh when you sweat? Use Axe for irresistible fragrance plus lasting freshness even when you sweat. Axe. With your anti-dandruff shampoo make hair dry, Dove Dermacare scalp is different. Even when you stand twice after your hair. Inside the Dove is smooth and dandruff. 100% dandruff free, 100% cake, zero compromise. It's recommended by dermatologists. Pabenta ka sa stress. Mental kapagod. Nakakawala ng focus. Nakakahabi. Constant stress ang nutrients at take stress steps. Triple restore action. Tulong para laban ng pagod, healthy skin, at
maibalik ang mental alertness. Kakayanin ko ang stress para tuloy ang alaga sa kanila. Ang alaga mo ang binigay.
Protection.
Belgian Protect. May 24-hour antibac at hypoallergenic ka. Ito ang alaga mo ang Belgian Protect.
Kuya, baka naman pwede mong banyo, hindi jingle na ako. Hindi pwede. Eto paano yan? Ano, dito ako iihi? Ano? Sige na, pagbigyan mo na siya. Eh, matanda na kami. Wala na kaming magagawa sa inyo.
Siya ako. Sabi sa inyo na po ako.
Oo.
Bilisan mo na. Papagalitan dito. Mag-note ko yung tatakas.
Sino kayo? Hindi na ako tatakas. Gusto ko din umiihi.
Tingnan po ako dyan.
Sige na, pagbigyan mo na kami eh.
Bilisan nyo lang po.
Nagbalak na tumatos. Di ba babaril si Priscilla? Boy.
Sige, sige. Balik ito.
Ananayain kita. Ananayain kita. Ang sagaling kita. Kita. Nasabi ko na kita ay hindi ang nanay nila.
Glenn, wala ka pa rin bang balita na Conrad?
Wala pa, ma'am. Nakakasiguro ako maliligtas sila ni Conrad.
Ano eh? Sinubukan namin tumakas. Kaya lang, habang tumatakbo kami, naparil si Priscilla. Sinubukan ko niya. No, no, personal naman.
Paano magkakaroon ng anak kung wala naman akong girlfriend?
May involve siya sa babaeng buntis.
Narinig ka ba din mo kaya mong ATM na mula na si Rose? Posible kayo. Sorry. Yan. Hindi mo gusto yan. Kaya alam ako mas kasunod.
Imposibleng maging soulmate ako ng Timothy na yun.
Ano ba lang sa akin? Kasi ang mga mayor by 11:15 a.m. on GMA.
Yes na sana. Pero patira ang kate. Dandruff yan. Mag-head and shoulders. Stops kate and 100% of dandruff. Inis ka na ba? Kaya sa lagay ang iyong damit.
Enjoy cocktail fresh clothes with Awas technology.
I'm telling you.
Sa trabaho ko, nakaka-stress. Sobrang pagod, hirap mag-focus, at ang haggard ng itsura ko parati.
Kaya take stress tabs. It restores lost nutrients to help fight these effects of stress. Take stress tabs now. Breakfast every day. I love breakfast every day. Help make breakfast more nutritious with Milo. My milk and chocolate formula energy releasing nutrients. Tulong para every day.
Na-try mo na lahat ng Lucky Me Pancit Canton? Okay, na-try mo na i-mix and match. Mix chili mansi at extra hot. Extra chili man hot. Extra chili man hot. Mix sweet and spicy at calamansi. Sweet spicy mansi. Sweet spicy mansi. Lucky Me Pancit Canton. Mix and match your favorite Pancit Canton flavors. Mix and match sarap. New sarap. Mix and match and new sarap. Lucky Me Pancit Canton. Happy week.
Ang first signs ng sakit is turbo sa tulog. Fix Vaporub agad. May ginhawa sa sintomas ng ubo at sipon. Para mas hindi ang tulog. One Fix Relief 6. Nasa kanya ang lahat ng hanap ko. Sobrang multi-clean. US lab tested to kill the COVID-19 virus. Proteksyong bangolinis all over my home. Nasulit. Kaya pagdating sa linis, Zonrox pa din.
Ngayon, utak na ang labanan. Bigyan sila ng bagong Alaska Fortified. May bagong sarap at brain-supporting nutrients. Tulong para higit sa lakas, may talas. Parang kaya nilang makipagsabayan. Bagong Alaska Fortified.
Keep riding, keep getting oh, just a spider.
Ito, kung singing contest mo.
Sayang, madinas na.
Kaya ko sabihin yan. Yung serve with active clean. Magaling magpaputi, magtanggal ko to. Ever mo pa? Kasing galing na maaaring maglaba. You serve with active clean. Tsaka na ang conditioner, pwede na siyang shampoo. Bakit ang tsaka ng hair ko? Dry! Hindi pwedeng tsaka na ang conditioner. Mag-cream silk araw-araw. See the difference for ganda silang hair. Mag-cream silk araw-araw.
Mukha kang pagod. Tumumpo ka sa marathon?
Marathon? Parati lang akong pagod.
Putla mo, did you just see a ghost?
Ghost? Parati lang akong maputla.
Gut at maputla, maaaring sintomas yan ng iron deficiency anemia. Magsangobion. May organic iron at blood health builders na tulong papalakas ng blood health every day. Life back on. Pagod naman. May pinabibigay ng suday. Last minute ng masters. Nang mawala ako. Iniiwan ko lahat ng aking kayaman. Aking best friend na si Ed.
At bakit ipapamana ko ang kayamanan ko sa iyo? At bakit ikaw buhay? Ako namatay.
Eh kasi nga, kung tumakas tayo dito, malamang may mangyayari. Kaya ako na lang makakauwi para sa pinag-tignan, hindi nangyayari dito.
At hindi ba dapat ako ang buhay?
Eh, makakalimutin ka na nga eh.
Kung ano naman, pwede buhay na. Ang importante, makatakas tayo dito.
Familiar. Teka, parang familiar ka din. Sorry po, madam. Bida-bida ko kasi.
Sana sinabi mo sa akin doon pa na hindi ka natatakbo. Para hindi umasa ng mga tao na lalapak.
Pride ang tawag dyan. Oh, sana mabuhayan mo na sa puso mo yan. Ano ba nakakasira ng relasyon mo?
Sabihin ko, magkagalit na naman si PJ at saka yan si Melody.
Alam mo, sana sorry ka na lang. Baka nag-ayos pa tayo.
Kaya nga pinapaliwanag ko para mas lalo mo maintindihan.
Ewan ko sa'yo, Glenn. Bahala ka sa buhay mo.
I want them to suffer a bit.
Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Buhay at gabay ng magulang ay kailangan sa mga batang manonood.
Paano po kayo sa Lucky Ride? Si Johnny nga rin po eh. Kaya ako sabi ni Miss Marla, mag-practice po siya kahit pa sarado pa.
Malay mo, certain.
Sa amin yan. Kaya bawal mga
Practice game? Bakit naman?
para kasi kaya mo pa yung mga puso.
Ako pa kaya.
Ay, now, ay, pa akong sila kasi naman lang din. Sa mga
Okay lang.
hindi naman sila tropa. Kasi nagyan naman. Kahit hindi naman sila mag-anak. Hindi ko may lain na pa ulit sa tayo. Dito na naman itong anak ng Joma na yun. Oo, ito kasi ito na yun. Stance mo kasi. Malay. Oo, basic yan.
Baka na. Kapag yun ang mamakan. Ayaw mo bang kumain? Wala kang gana? Eh, bisa na nag-chat ka sa akin. Eh, di yan, kasama ko yung mukha mo. Sa bagay. Ulisin lang naman ang mga message ko sa inyo kung kita marama. Problema naman sa kasi dito sa Balibo. Ay, si Johnny po kasi. Ay, sa Johnny pala ang kayo. Ano bang nangyari? Yung nag-reply mo. Binigay naman ako. Ano na?
Eh, wala ba din mo kasi parang audience.
Eh, kasi bakit ko naman ginagawa? Magtatanggap.
Ay, galing mo lang dito, di ba? Pinasid na nga ako eh.
Eh, dati pa naman, yung mga bata pa naman, try nyo pa na ba yun? Baka na, baka naman nag-challenge ka na. Hindi sa pagbabayo.
Ibahan ko pa rin mo si Julio. Boy.
Oh, ano ba kala mo? Ako rin siya ng buhay. Ano ba? Sexual na ta? Eh, ano? Kilos-kilos. Ah, baka magising ka isang araw. Nasa kabilang bangko na yung sa ako. Yung na, nakamaunahan ka pa ng pusa. Sa tulong. Ready on that. Ano ba ang dito? Sinadya mo ba talaga ako dito? Hindi ka magsalita. Pinuntahan mo ako dito para kausapin ako, di ba? Kasi mas talaga lang na kami. Natapos ng pagka-trader na ginawa ko sa tatay ko.
Johnny, gusto natin makausap.
Pa natin, yung ginawa mo kay Papa, gusto mo pa kausapan yun?
Johnny, pakinggan ko na yung paliwanag ko.
Paliwanag niya. Kung paano mo sinira ang buhay ng papa ko? Sinira mo yung career niya, sinira mo yung pangalan niya. Ano? Di ba magkaibigan kayo ni Papa? Tapos nagawa mo yun sa kaibigan mo, anong klaseng tao ka? Sorry. Sorry? Wala ka patawaran yung ginawa mo, no? Malis ka na nga. Ano bang pupunta mo dito? Wala kang meron na dito dahil hindi kita kakausapin, hindi kita papatawarin, hindi po. Malis ka na. Ay, si Cardinal din, di ba? Kilala kayo? Hindi po po. Hindi ko siya kilala. Tayo ko siya makita kahit kailangan.
Sino yun? Sino yun? Sabihin na lang po. Dapat gawin.
Gulo! Yan. Oh, mas marami to.
Ay, ako sa inyo lahat. Gusto lahat ng buhaya dito sa kumaan. Sabihin mo sa akin, sino ba
Yes. Wow! It was magic acorns with surprises inside. Should we open them? See what's inside? Yeah? Okay, let's do it. I'm so excited to learn the alphabet with you. This acorn has the letter A on it. Say open. 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 Oh, it's an apple. Do you like apples? Apples are yummy. Apples are a fruit. Apples grow on trees. Every letter has a sound. A says ah. Can you do that? Ah. Oh. A. A is a letter. A is the sound that it makes. A is a A says this acorn has the letter B on it. Say open, open. Wow, it's a little bus. Little orange bus. Maybe if we say bus really loud, a big bus would come out. Can you help me say bus really loud? 3, 4, 2, 3. Oh, really? Big bus. Here comes the big. Let's put the kids on the bus. I have to go to school. Can I go on the bus? Yes, you can go on the bus. You have to go to school. Can I go on the bus? Of course. Yes, you can go on the bus. There you go. Can I go? Say yes. Of course. Get on the bus. Should we close the door? Yeah, we have to close it. Close. And now they're gonna ride off to school. Beep, beep. Bye bye bus. Bye bye kids. Good day at school. B says but. Can you do that? But. Bus. E is a letter. Is the makes B is a letter. But goes the B.
Five now. And one thing he mentioned also is about like farming patterns, especially for
We've just had the lineups come in. Fog, what's sort of standing out to you here? I mean, we're seeing some exciting stuff. I feel. Well, from OG, it's you know, if you go, you know, look at other games, it's kind of like a 5-core lineup.
It is. It's a very fast-paced draft with like no cooldowns versus a lineup that does have a little bit more cooldown reliance, right? The Puck, the Enigma, the Dawnbreaker does feel like they could be a little bit slower at sometimes, and it feels like OGs is just about brawl, 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 which, I mean, does seem like a good plan for the way that they play usually. However, it does feel like they could take maybe a time where after laning phase, they might need to wait a little bit in order to get the Blinks online, in particular onto the Tiny, so that they can actually have setup, because they do have a Zeus and Viper support. So that can sometimes make it a little bit awkward depending on how the lanes go. And important to say, yeah, let's see how these lanes will go. How is Gaming Gladiators going to position their lanes? Because as we've seen them do, it's a bit of a...
Look how he walks. Why is he walking?
He has the tree, right?
Oh, is it just invisible?
It is invisible.
An invisible tree?
Oh, wait. Yeah, it's invisible on my screen, too.
Oh.
The tech.
The
okay,
rare
noted.
invisible tree? I wonder if it's something with the set or maybe just how the game's loaded.
It's got to be the Frostmoot tree, right?
Do you think it's something to do with the set?
I like this set, too. This is my favorite Tiny set, the little Christmas. Good one. Any other fun sets, actually? We got a new chest set. Anyone rocking anything? We got the Taiga doesn't have the fat Viper. He's fat. Like he has a big belly. Yeah, it's
new
funny.
one. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and also, why do you think OG in their draft decided, you know, that they did want to just put the Viper as the support and get a MIR on the Slardar this game? Because we're not seeing a lot of Slardar, and obviously MIR very, very strong on the Viper off lane. So why do you think the change up there to try and get a Slardar in this game?
He probably likes the matchup if he sees that it's going to be a Dawnbreaker carry. Yep. They probably knew immediately that that's going to be Duraccio playing it. So playing Slardar versus most melee carries can be quite nice. And versus Dawnbreaker, you have two different ways to cancel the Starbreaker in lane, right? If you can prime your bash or you just use a Slither and Crush, you can have a decent chance of it. And yeah, I'm curious to see how the lanes are going to be set up because
it's so fun. BCM.
It's got to be the set.
Is this going to stay like just the whole game?
Well,
because like low-key, that's actually kind of bad, isn't it? I mean, how are you supposed to see these trees that he's throwing at you?
Well, let's see if the tree throw is revealed. Yeah. But I mean, that does look quite goofy.
Yeah, that.
And musical lanes already.
Well, okay, you at least still see it when it's thrown.
Okay.
Otherwise, that would have actually been pretty bad.
So as we expected, musical lanes. This is all what Gaming Gladiators is about. They love to get the proper lane setup. So you see Dawnbreaker's trying to dodge the Viper Slardar. That is a disgusting lane, gotta be honest. Covers all bases, Viper Slardar. It's all, like, one's all magic damage, one's all physical too, so... they're going to try to put the Enigma down there to take the brunt of the pressure.
And have you sort of been liking this carry Dawnbreaker that we've seen, of course, GG try before, and you know, just a hero in this position? You think it's got potential?
Yeah, I like it a lot actually. This mid and this carried position, it feels really cool. The items that you're able to get, and just the buff, of course, in luminosity, it's crazy. Like you hit 15, you have max luminosity, and you are. It's better than Jug Crit in a way. Like, it actually is an absurd amount of damage.
I'm gonna get aggressive onto Uragi here. It's gonna be good damage with the impetus as well. Uragi
looking pretty dead, actually.
It's a lot of Quill Spray stacks, though. But with the three of them surrounding him and one final impetus hit for the Celery, it will indeed be first blood for Gaming Gladiators.
And we do get that aggro tri-lane, but oh my goodness, mid lane.
Yes, so
Hey everyone, Coach Jermaine here from Learn Straight.
we got to get that up on the replay there. BZM getting a solo mid. It'll be a little disappointed, of course, it didn't happen sooner and get the first blood, but still overall, getting a first blood, Tiny versus, well, sorry, a solo kill, Tiny versus Park. He's going to be happy with that one, BZM.
It's incredible what it sets up for the whole entire game, pretty much, actually. Once you get a level advantage as a Tiny versus Puck, like, you can always get these solo kills. As Misha, he'll go down. The aggro tri-lane, Panel mentioned it's a high possibility. We kind of expected it too.
Let's check this out here. Okay, this is going to be yeah, just in with the toss. And the final punch. Just not able to get far enough away there, Boom.
Pushing the limits with the skill build. Going for the full aggression rather than having phase shift. All right. I mean, that is a very good start, of course, for OG. And now they're even bringing the tri-lane to battle. They're going to send the Viper top to deal with this Dawn.
I'll tell you what, in the mid again, Boom nearly died a second time there. He was one hit away once more. He's able to heal himself up with the bolt charges. But BZM is very much getting these opportunities to really threaten Boom's life in the mid match.
I think he should queue up the raindrop pretty soon. I think, yeah, he already has, so probably going to buy that right away when he can versus this obnoxious Tiny. But yeah, amazing start already. The Tiny and the Slardar having free farm. Bristleback slightly shut down, but he is in the tri-lane versus tri-lane. So Gaming Gladiators just forces tri-lanes all the time.
I mean, they look to fight top. They're going to try and go for Uragi. They're in with the snowball. Uragi. Oh, he's got a lit. Oh, no. Actually ends up going down. Celery was able to get in with that last hit to take him out. They will lose Tofu in return.
He's got mana. Celery, one more hit.
I mean, Dratcher's going to try. Dratcher's might be able to get Misha. He's going to run down the Zeus, but yeah, he has to hold back. Tiger's going to start stacking up the poison on him.
Oh, Viper is so disgusting. He's actually going to... I think he might die. One more.
They're out of mana, right? Oh,
one more.
Is that enough? It's kept it up at 5 stacks.
Oh, it's really close. He's okay. All right, let's just look at top lane. This is the fun lane.
So much happening up here.
But just as painful. It's actually maybe even worse that he didn't die. He's now sat at 80 HP versus the Bristol and the Viper.
Yeah, that's going to feel bad.
We'll struggle to farm. All right, I mean, this is a very heavy battle lane. Tusk, as they said, the kind of king of tri-lanes, but Viper, I feel like, is also one of those king of tri-lanes that trades with pretty much anybody very effectively. Yeah, he has no tree, so it's just going to be a whole thing, by the way. It's going to be for the whole game. The tree's not showing.
Well, it might change when he levels up, right, the ult. You know, that...
Maybe.
Or you don't think so? You think if the tree's not appearing now, it's not appearing now? Because to be fair, the tree itself doesn't change when you level, does it? It's the same cosmetic.
It's probably just not going to be there. So, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is. It is a good job we can see it when he's throwing it. Because if it was an invisible tree being thrown at you, that's actually kind of game-breaking. On top lane, another kill here for the aggression of Gaming Gladiators.
Nice Wild Wing play. A free farm Slardar, though. This is going to be setting up a really good game for MIR to have a very good timing. As we know, he likes to play very greedy on his Slardar, so he instantly has the Mask of Madness already queued up. He kind of wants to be the carry himself.
Where are you going?
Let's see how much they can get out of top with tag team.
When Tiger's trying to trade with Celery, but Tofu and Triacha, they just jump straight over onto the Viper. Exactly how you got to deal with the Vipers, right? Just get in the face of them. And of course, with this tri-lane Gaming Gladiators, they've very much got the damage to blow up the Viper at this stage.
Anybody, really. Yep. Anyone who steps up out of position, they have to be very careful. And they have to save, it feels like they have to save Lightning Bolt for the Starbreaker every time. Misha has to be very careful how he does use it. Otherwise, it's a free setup every time. Duraccio just walks up and gets it on them. Tag team Starbreaker is no joke. No joke at all. Ace will also have free farm, though. So even though there is a Slardar free farming, of course, that Enigma is going to have a really good early start to go for that Vlad's, which it does seem to be.
Misha It's going to be fine. Of course, we'll always have that heavenly jump.
Checking the runes. Boom.
It's going to be a nice one. A DD.
It's a big one.
Get some action with this. He'll head over, grab the bounty as well.
He's checking for stacks as well, too.
Top lane, Misha. Heavenly jump is on cooldown. No escape. Another kill for this top lane. I mean, you can see already what Duraccio is not getting the kills out of this. So, you know, it's ending up going the way of the supports, but 5 assists. They're getting a lot of action out of this top lane.
He'll have 6 really early. Like, they're going to have to watch out for the global threat. He's going to pretty much have it. That's a tri-lane with almost a level 6 Dawnbreaker. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. They are kind of leaving the lane and giving him a lot of the experience, but still, that might catch OG off guard. And Celery...
Oh, they're in with the lightning bolt. And Tofu's moved down to the bottom. They're maybe going to try and see if they can catch MIR by surprise.
I mean, Tofu is dominating this game right now. This Tusk pick is really working out for the early game. This looks a bit deep, maybe.
See how much they want to commit here. They do have Black Hole. And BZM is going to come in with the counterplay. TP's in. Starts to go over towards Tofu. Still not quite enough. They're going to drop the Black Hole and they're ready to turn it. They're coming in with the Solar Guardian. There's the follow-up from Duraccio. And also the puck, Boom turning up to make sure they can get the kills out of this one. BZM will go down. Boom was able to catch on the edge of it. You know, the Dream Call onto MIR. So MIR, he'll be chased out. Good reactions from Gaming Gladiators.
Their early game is always so damn good. I know T was mentioning it on the panel. They're so good about making these quick early rotations, and you can see that OG, like, especially MIR was hesitant because he's like, oh god, the threat of Black Hole is there. Yeah. He tries to walk in, boom, Black Hole catches one, and then the quick follow-up from Boom, and they even get a tower now. So an excellent pace being set from Gaming Gladiators with that global threat. I'm so surprised how fast this Dawnbreaker's hit level 6. But I think the biggest highlight really is, as Amar pointed out, Tofu on his Tusk. He really is crushing this early game. 3 points in the tag team, something you don't see too often anymore. A lot of the times we are seeing it switched up. More points being put into the ice shards. Of course, Celery, you know, he does have the 5 kills, but you know, the Tusk is the one that's enabling a lot of these big jumps forwards.
And when this sort of, you know, early game action's coming at you, if you're OG, what's sort of the game plan for them here?
They have to just kind of farm. Until the Tiny feels like he can always get involved, they have to farm because Bristleback was shut down in the laning phase, so I think they do just have to kind of chill out a little bit. Because there's just an overwhelming amount of damage with this Tusk and with this Dawnbreaker being so high level. Yeah, just still so surprised. Level 7 Dawnbreaker in an aggro tri-lane. That is just incredibly impressive. And as we mentioned, you know, it's tough to make these aggressive moves on OG because they have Viper and Zeus as their 2 supports, so it's really reliant on the cores game in order to make anything. As Taiga,
he's looking pretty dead here.
Another one.
He's gonna have Misha TPing over.
Misha might be in trouble himself too, unless a core rotates.
I mean, Uragi's trying to step up to this, but again, Gaming Gladiators, they've got the numbers. So not much that can be done to save Misha. Misha goes down and Uragi, he's not got a huge amount of mana to play with. I mean, BZM's watching from the side.
Gaming Gladiators is bringing more numbers. Tofu and Boom are here.
Yeah, they're just gonna run in from the side and Reggie with the setup. Dream Coil into the Solar Guardian is gonna be able to catch BZM. He's turned with the Avalanche. They'll try and escape this, but Gaming Gladiators, they're more than happy to just constantly bring this brawling action. And OG's lineup, they're just not at a stage where they can deal with this.
Nope. Tiny having a bit of a rough one, even though he got the first kill in the mid lane, or second kill, I guess, in the mid lane. He's still having a tough time showing up. They're just doing a great job of showing up with these cooldowns. And now MIR also.
I mean, just don't stop it from Gaming Gladiators. 12-4.
Tofu. Look at him. He's beautiful in and out of game.
He's popping off.
Yeah, very impressive stuff so far from the rotations. And he doesn't slow down, right? He kills bottom, immediately starts running to the mid lane, looking for another pressure play. Misha.
Oh, he has got the jump.
Should be okay.
So Tofu knows that he can't commit for this.
But yeah, bottom lane, tower's taken, and now Ace, he can make his way toward top, go for this top tower as well. I think, yeah, he has Vlad's already done with Arcane Boots. And Black Hole's going to be back available. Solar Guardian is on cooldown, but still, something that OG does have to be careful of.
Yeah, OG's going to really try and find something now. They're smoking up. They've had enough of this. They want to try and catch Gaming Gladiators when they're not prepared.
BZM has a power rune as well. He's got the Arcane.
Here we go. In onto Ace. Ace should be pretty dead here. Nothing to be done to save him.
A much-needed kill. Able to slow down the pressure a little bit here from Gaming Gladiators. They're going to send the Zeus mid to get some level. The Taiga steps up.
He's trying to finish off the creep, but he kind of just gets baited in. Tofu was ready in the trees. And yeah, Tiger really heavily committing to try and bring that Centaur down, but it didn't happen. Down bottom, Dracho's getting got upon by MIR. Oh, he needed one more hit, didn't quite get it. In fact, he's going to turn towards Boom instead. So Dracho, okay. MIR knew that. He knew that Thunder God's Wrath was going to be coming up, so he didn't have to spend extra time chasing down Dracho. And that smart heads-up play there from MIR, not overcommitting unnecessarily, means that they get both kills out of that play.
That was huge. That's a big comeback play for MIR in particular.
Yeah,
the Mask of
nicely
Madness
done.
pays off right away. Also to point out, he is carrying the Ocean Heart. I think it's always something really important to point out in Slardar. Excuse me, I'm coughing for a second. Yeah, it works with your ultimate. Yeah, so it's actually really cool. Just you get that little trail, so that counts as a river in particular. So extra regen, every little thing counts. And yeah, they needed this. They really did.
Talk to me about this. You're talking about the 5 cores, talking about the greed. We're gonna have Tiger rushing bots.
He's switching it. No way. Okay, I was gonna say no way.
We saw you, Tiger. He had it queued up.
He's done this before, his Crimson Guard build. I remember him doing it versus a Visage in particular.
Yeah, we've seen this one on some other supports. Puppy the other day went for a Crimson Guard rush.
Can work. Can work pretty nicely. You're just like this aura carrier in a way. It's greedy, but that's kind of what their whole draft is about.
Yeah, he's had enough of getting baited in and dying.
Yeah.
He wants to be able to survive.
Things starting to stabilize a little bit for OG though. The timings, they should have their blink done on the Tiny soon. He gets a DD rune as well. And after the kills bottom for MIR, Mask of Madness was done, and he's also on his way toward a blink dagger too, which will allow them to be able to respond to these aggressive plays a bit better. Dyrachyo, level 10 with a full Echo Saber. His damage is going to be ridiculous, especially if he is near the Tusk.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, one more CS, and BZM, he will have blink dagger.
There we go. See what they can do with this reveal.
Will be a lot easier than for in particular just to kill Boom, right? The tiny reveal blink dagger with the Zeus ult in particular, it will just kill the puck from 100 to 0 as Misha.
I mean, Tofu is just hanging around here. Misha has got backup. BZM throws down the avalanche, and the Tofu won't be able to commit for the kill on Misha.
He's got the blink.
Nicely done there, BZM, making sure that as soon as that blinks out, he's getting a kill with it. Keeping the gold even. Very close on the money here. Overall, Dyrachyo still at the top. And of course, it is a game. Just there with the Solar Guardian in play. Always difficult for OG to make moves anywhere outside of the Dawnbreaker, because Dyrachyo, he'll always be ready to turn up. And he's very close to having that level 2 ultimate. Celery.
Oh, the little things matter. The raindrop, cloak, fluffy hat. Otherwise, he does die. These little types of extra HP to survive the burst of a Tiny.
He's got the full Glimmer now as well, so that's
armed.
It's going to be even harder to try for that sort of move the next time.
And already now a Wraith Pack done for Ace, so could potentially start kicking up the pace here on Gaming Gladiators.
And there we go. No surprises there. 3 minutes faster than the fastest.
That is very quick.
We have had a few games, as you can see, 3 matches where we've had the Vanguard Viper.
Mid tower, OG doesn't really have the best ways to D-push. The Zeus, he only has Lightning Bolt. He doesn't have Arc Lightning. Their other way of D-push is really just Nether Toxin for now, or taking the fight, so they actually bring the numbers instead of just D-pushing. We'll stop it for now. Amar almost blink. Almost the double blink daggers. Finished up now for the side of OG.
And at that point, they'll definitely be more ready to fight. I'll try and match the level that GG are bringing at them.
It's scary still because it's this 3 melee and very limited ways to stop Black Hole, right? They have Lightning Bolt and Tiny in particular to stop it.
Misha.
Can he get away?
Be the one to tank this gank here.
He cannot.
As long as they can keep the rest out of harm's way, they won't mind just losing the Zeus, but looks like they will lose Tiger as well. Trees are cut. Was trying to hide, but they instantly clear them out with the Midnight Pulse, and both supports of OG will be found.
It's so much damage really from Dyrachyo, especially if he's near the Vlad's aura too. Like an extra amount of damage for this Starbreaker combo. They're actually just going to threaten the Rosh.
All right, I mean it's all been seen underneath the ward, but I think even if Gaming Gladiators knew that was there, they would still go for this. They probably don't feel too scared about what OG's going to bring to them, because off to the side, I mean Boom, he's already looking for the setup. They'll bring Dyrachyo over with the Solar Guardian in on top of BZM. He'll be able to run from this a little bit. Keeping them sort of interested outside and away from the Roshan, and maybe they can look to turn. They jump in. Got the lockdown onto Boom, not quite enough. Boom out to the side, but he's been ulted up, and Amar's able to chase him down. They take him out. Dyrachyo tries with the TP, but BZM's back in with the Blink Avalanche.
They might be able to get to the Rosh too.
Yeah, now that they've lost the 2 cores in that sort of affair up top, And it does mean this area around the pit becomes rather scary for Gaming Gladiators in this 3 versus 5 situation for the next 30 seconds.
And Taiga's, he's pretty tanky actually versus these Eidolons. They still hurt a bit, but now the Roche is slow. They can just take it themselves.
And with the lineup that they have, they take it pretty good.
They sure do.
So maybe, Gaming Gladiators getting a bit ahead of themselves. They'll see if Gaming Gladiators can go for a steal. Ace is going to try with a black hole, but immediately gets stopped by the Avalanche. Tofu will roll in and look for the steal. He won't get it. OG, they've got the Aegis, picked up on Yuragi, and now they've got the cleanup. They'll take out Ace, they'll take out Tofu. Yeah, I mean, the greed did not pay off there from Gaming Gladiators that time round. They tried to go for Roche at the same time, chasing those kills up top. They didn't get a clean setup onto BZM with Boom and Duracho, and from that point onwards, it was all downhill.
There must have been some type of like miscommunication going, like Boom making the aggressive play while his team is roaching. Like, they just get fully punished, OG. And their lineup, we were mentioning they have some difficulties, of course, stopping Black Hole, but BZM wasn't even like in the screen, so he was able to just jump in and get the stop instantly.
Yeah, OG's going to be very, very happy with that one.
Yeah. Now they have pretty ridiculous timings going to be coming out. Yuragi almost has Ags done it.
Smiles all around it from OG.
Their greed now has paid off completely. They weathered the storm a bit of that early game, that early pressure of losing the 3 towers, and now get handed a free Roche for this Bristleback, who now is going to become a very big problem for them to try to bring down.
Yeah, that's a much bigger swing than the numbers show. Yes. It's just sort of like a 3k gold difference that grew out of that. But if you just sort of consider momentum that Gaming Gladiators had, that they just let slip away from them,
they might lose Duracho again here too.
He's got to run. Looks like he will get out in time. But very much that, just a little bit of a difference, putting Gaming Gladiators at a point now where they're struggling to fight. Duracho has got the Starbreaker immunity with a shard to get away. Tofu's taken down, they're in with the Dream Coil, so they can punish OG for this dive. They'll take down MIR. Can they deal with Yuragi?
Nope, and he just gets a free 100 gold from the Wraith Pact as well.
On BCM, he's in. He's going to be able to get the toss back onto Ace. They're going to be able to take down the Enigma as well.
He knows how strong he is. Like, look at this. He's just committing even onto high ground as his Bristle. While meanwhile, Taiga's just hitting mid. So they're getting so much out of the map in these last few moments.
Yeah, Taiga's loving it.
Yeah.
With the way that last fight went, he was like, you know what, boosted travel, they're back on the menu.
First the Crimson Guard,
get
though,
the Crimson,
he knows.
Get the bots, he's going to be happy.
And definitely, it is starting to feel like there might be some damage issues on Gaming Gladiators, in particular versus Bristol. Like, Duracho has Ags.
And BZM, he's just straight at them. In on top of the Duracho. Duracho's taken down. He can even look to try and chase for more here with a haste. Boom's got to get out with the illusory orb, but BZM's ready and waiting. Boom tries to outplay him, but of course Yuragi and Misha, they're waiting on the backlines to deal with him. Avalanche is back up. It really does feel like that, Gaming Gladiators, they needed to ride that advantage this game. They let it slip away, and you sort of make that mistake against a team like OG, you're going to get punished very heavily.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. Like, they had this perfect early game setup, taking all three lanes pretty much in a way, and then just getting that split move. That was just too much for them to try to go for with their lineup. They had to just full commit onto one thing. Either the Roche should go for these kills, and yeah, they get punished so heavily. Now it's Misha has a Veil. He almost has his Shard too. I mean, like we said,
they get a massive
it's kind of this like 5-core kind of lineup that OG's gone for and gotten away with it. I mean, Crimson Guard, Vanguard also on the Bristle. Like, how do you actually bring him down? Still has Aegis even for another minute too. So they can just keep sweeping the map. Every time Duracho shows his face, they run directly at him. That's how you limit that global play.
I mean, Yuragi, he's just ready to die.
The ace.
He's sort of far out here to the side. I mean, amping him up. Misha's getting turned upon with the Eidolons. A black hole for what?
Oh, it gets cancelled by the Avalanche.
And I'm sure you know you're going to be
we'll find Tiger in the mid. But indeed, you can't help but feel that it's looking rough. It's looking shaky from Gaming Gladiators.
And every one of these...
Such a clean start. I mean, as you said, Gaming Gladiators, they've had some fantastic early game. And this game, not an exception. The beginning looks smooth, but then one mistake, and OG just are continuing to just make sure they just don't even get the chance to make another mistake, because OG, they're not letting up this lead.
No. And every time that there is one of these like missed ultimates on the side of Gaming Gladiators, it's massive. As we mentioned,
need them.
They are really all about those long cooldowns right now. OG, they don't have to rely on anything. They literally are going to be all about this front forward aggression. All they have is Zeus ulti. Like that's their longest cooldown. Everyone else has no cooldowns. Aegis is going to be going down in 15. Gaming Gladiators might set up for a move as it times out. 10 seconds.
BZM is going to force them to have to start things now. In 5 seconds.
Can they time
The
it?
backup Mark, he's in with the crush. He's not going to let them get anywhere close to Uragi. Uragi's going to be able to step out to the side, heal up with that Aegis regeneration. See BZM be the new focus. They'll try and go for the Tiny.
He is deep.
Get him. And the Solar Guardian, BZM's able to dodge it to the side. He's still alive. Finally, he goes down. But it did take an awful lot to bring down the Tiny. And now Gaming Gladiators, have they really got anything more in the tank to take any further kills? I don't think they have. They've got to back off. Uragi just completely untouched and pretty much full HP.
Look at the damage.
A huge amounts of damage with this minus armor and physical coming into play from the two of them, MIR and Uragi. As Gaming Gladiators, they get a couple of kills, but they couldn't quite make the move onto Uragi in time. And now over in the mid, boom. You also got to be a bit careful.
Just trying to cut these waves, trying to get any farm. He has Blink. He's a bit safe for now, but... Whew.
Uragi's just getting completely out of control. 13k net worth.
He's unkillable. He really has hit the point of just being immortal. And he has a whole nother item coming out as well, too. A BKB done. So now even the coil, even the full combo, he can just walk right through it. Same thing for MIR.
Yeah, they've got the 2 BKBs.
Oh, boy.
I mean, they've just turned this up to 11 here, OG. It very much feels like with these BKBs coming out,
they also are
could look for a fight. They're going to be ready to die base.
Like, BZM's about to have one done, too. And now, boom, he showed himself.
He's dead.
He's gone.
It's going to be very, very hard for Gaming Gladiators to regain control of this game.
Triple BKB's done. So all 3 cores BKB finished up, and yeah, feels like the damage, especially for the puck, is now just gone. Boom's game.
Celery.
He's gonna get like 2-shotted by Bristle. 1.
My goodness.
2.
Big damage indeed, Uragi. 8, 2, and 10.
Look at the levels also. As we said, you know, OG, they tend to do this a lot of the times, the distribution of farm on their 3 cores, all 18. So max Warpath, max Corrosive
He
Haze.
wants to clear out the mid wave. He's just going to dive straight through the BKB. Of course, BKB is not going to do anything against the Bristle and the Slardar.
And on to the next one, BZM. He's kind of baiting them here.
Go, go, go.
Oh, Oblivion Staff on the floor.
Wait,
oh,
what?
Jesus.
Oh. Got a bit of inventory management on the fly there.
BZM's trying to, because he's trying to disassemble, make his BKB, and it just got messed
because he
up.
didn't have the slot, so it dropped it. Yeah.
There we go. Now he's got a moment to fix it up.
And we go. Unlock combining on the axe.
So gotta unlock the axe now. Okay, there we go.
There we have it. All good.
A game feels actually impossible now for Gaming Gladiators.
At one point, it really is looking to be one of those games where there was that one moment that you can pinpoint where it just all fell away from Gaming Gladiators, and now, of course, it's just down to the relentless, sort of just going from OG. They knew from that point onwards that with that little bit of a lead, that little bit of a swing, they could just continue to force it. And Gaming Gladiators, since that moment, they've never been able to get anywhere close to having the ability to make the same level of moves they could in the early game.
They're going to be kicking themselves, really, for splitting up the moves and just not having the Dawnbreaker, not having the puck, just playing around that Roche pit. Going for this top play, it really crippled their entire game. As now Celery, very likely to just get brought down here from MIR.
Oh, he doesn't want to do it. Oh, he's teasing with it. He's got backup coming in. Oh, okay.
Okay, that was a little awkward.
A little bit awkward, but they'll get the job done.
Yeah, you can feel that Gaming Gladiators just like it's in desperation mode. Like shove out the lanes, grab some creeps, but you can tell that they're like, we don't really know what to do anymore because we can't set up on the cores. They all have BKB, so if we coil them and we go for a Solar Guardian play, they just pop BKB and turn it. The only things they can really do is kill supports, and can they even kill them? Viper, like Taiga.
Taiga's tank.
He's massive. Plate Mail, Perseverance, and a Crimson Guard.
I didn't get his bot stream at the end of the day.
Good. You know what?
He's building smart.
And he's got a Pupil's Gift too, so all this thing factored in, he's so tanky.
Tries to TP out in the trees, but they'll find him. Misha drops down the lightning bolt. Very much feels like they've just been sort of scattered all over the place here, Gaming Gladiators. They've lost control of the game.
Yeah. Bristle almost with an AC on top of all the minus armor they already have. Heroes are literally going to start getting 2-shotted. With the Corrosive Haze, with the max stack Warpath, he actually might even one-shot the supports. Even though Celery has a solar crest, it does feel like he's going to be hitting them for over 500 damage.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Dyrachyo, he shows his face for a second. Yuragi, he's on the hunt.
Can BKB TP? Or BKB Stellar Guardian, that also works.
Ooh. Amar was almost in range, actually had blink.
Actually, yeah, he had to do that as well. His TP was on cooldown still for 15 seconds, so indeed needed to use the ult to escape.
Did save the BKB though. He did use the Starbreaker into it instead, so yeah. Does at least have that for next hit. But it doesn't feel like there's going to be a fight, right? It does not feel like there's a possibility for them to take any fight after all that's happened. Taiga, he's tanky.
See if they can take him down. He's going to have backup coming in. Even if they did kill him, it wouldn't have felt good, and they don't even get to kill him. Tiger's more than fine.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
AC done.
And Amar. You see him ready to go there. Of course, no fear with the BKB. They're ready to jump, and they'll be ready to dive. But OG very much on heroes and with items that if they get a kill at the edge of the base of Gaming Gladiators, I won't be surprised if we see them diving tier 4s.
Agreed. They don't even need to though. Look how fast he kills his tower. 3 more hits or so.
Radiant structures are fortified.
We'll have the glyph for a moment, but Dyrachyo, no BKB for 50 seconds. So even if he steps up, he's just going to get tossed back. Has to be so careful with his positioning. Now, I'm not sure what the item that they can wait for is either. That's the problem. It's like Enigma getting close to BKB, so potentially that could be something, but even then, it's like, do they have the damage to even follow up inside of this black hole anymore? I was actually looking at Tofu. I thought maybe he was farming an Aghanims. But he actually's gone for like this blink, so he can't actually go for anybody. I actually feel like it is just all relying about like kicking people to tier 4s almost at this point.
It feels like that might be the play, but as you say, he's not got the items for it.
Yep.
Even if he wants to, it's going to be a long way away. And you can very much feel the impending push from OG. They're going to be able to get themselves another round of the Roshan.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be all theirs.
Hairball online.
Amar, he's not only going to have that AC aura coming in from Yuragi, he's also close to having a moonshot on himself, so the bashes are going to be plentiful.
And he's got level 20 also, so even more minus armor. Nice little 24. I mean, what's the maximum minus armor they can put? So with Goo, you can put 7 stacks, so 20 minus 21 minus 24, minus 45, and then the AC aura. So like minus 50 armor or so that they can put onto heroes pretty quickly.
I mean, and looking at Gaming Gladiators heroes, right? It's not like these are high armor heroes in the first place.
They are squishy.
Dyrachyo.
Couple hits.
He may just be dead.
He is.
He's gone. He has got buyback. Obviously questionable what a second life would even do in this sort of situation. I mean, here we go. Tier 4 diving that we expected to see. They're in, they take down Ace. We very much might see the GGs coming out soon because this game, it feels completely over.
Oh my god, Celery, 2 hit.
Here's the buybacks. Gaming Gladiators, they'll give it another shot.
Amar's back in.
He's already in on top of him. Dyrachyo, is he able to live? He's not. Taken out.
Over.
There's the GGs. It's called. OG, 28 minutes. They'll get.
Dire team ban. OG's turn to pick. Dire team pick.
It is time for game number 2 between OG and Gaming Gladiators. The first game of this best of 3 series went the way of OG after a strong laning stage performance from Gaming Gladiators, and after which they lost it all. One wrong decision is OG's, they'll punish that straight away. They'll make sure that you won't get anything anymore after that, and therefore they take game 1. You're watching Dream League Season 18, powered by Intel's, of course, Division 1 of the Western European DPC League, and we're gonna watch game 2 of this series. And we would like to make it a little bit more even. And all that starts, of course, in the draft that we'll have on your screens very shortly. I'm joined by Tigov and Lacoste. And a more even game, will that be had with a Marcy first pick, T?
I mean, OG's not second pick this time, so they can't really do the Viper +1. I think the main thing here is they get Marcy, so Gladiators have to be thinking, oh god, if we don't pick Viper or Viper counter, OG will happily go Master Viper most likely. So yeah, it's a Yeah, cool entry to the draft. Ban's kind of nothing too crazy. Timber Razor.
This time around, they will have Marcy, so they're pretty similar to what Gaming Gladiators did in the previous game with this Tusk roaming around, making stuff done. With Marcy, it's pretty easy to go in and just go for the pickoffs, especially if you die, like you TP to a lane, it's kind of guaranteed kill.
They have to snap pick up the Viper themselves, but they pair it nicely with a Tusk. We've already mentioned previously, Marcy's a hero. If you're able to jump onto these heroes with your ultimate, let's say BKB Basher, get them low. Tusk is quite an elusive style of hero with the snowball, so yeah, you can also kick her away eventually with the Ags.
Yep.
It's not too bad of a matchup, honestly. And this lane's very potent.
It is. I would like to see a little bit more effort put into the mid lane. Of course, we had BZM's Tiny versus Boom's Puck, and BZM got a solo kill, which does kind of scream outplay. I would like to have a matchup. Oh, we have Puck on the other side this time. I would like to have a matchup against that Puck with Boom where we can see Boom still come out of the lanes a little bit better, because I feel like he's very needed to have a good game, set the tempo.
He definitely needs to have a good start to be able to dominate the game. Looking at this Puck pick, just feels good. They're banning out Tiny already. Against Tusk, against Viper, this is not the lockdown that you need. Like, you use a snowball, try to go on Puck, you get out of position. Using Coil on Tusk, can't use the snowball because of the leash mechanic. Any leash will always be, or root is always going to be good against Tusk. Just overall, like, Tusk has so many bad matchups. Like, one of the reasons why we see Hero like buying a BKB second item no matter what position he's playing. Like, you just need to have it.
And for OG, you mentioned about this Puck having a good lane. Nowadays, like, you already see Void Spirit, Tiny. If this was previous patches, they might even ban out the DK. Having that instant stun against a Puck, Puck can never really kill you in mid lane. It forces Puck to think more about rotating, and if she does rotate, DK will take your tower, so that's another option. And if you really want to throw back even further, there's more options like Death Prophet, the Sign, and stuff like that. But they've kind of fallen out of meta. Nowadays, it's more the heroes that can actually kill Puck rather than just prevent her from entering the team fight.
I mean, Boom, he's a Dragonite player. If they want to do that, get rid of him. But banning out Phantom Lance for Gaming Gladiators, the first thing that comes to my mind is like, oh, they're going to go for Terrorblade.
To be fair, it's also OG is one of the few teams that does play it. They played it last week, and they looked really good against Entity with it. And with a Viper lane, having some type of dispel on your carry, be it the Doppel from PL, a Spin from Jug, a Rage from Lifestealer.
Also being able to, like, get over the shards, dodge the snowball, makes sense.
This is like we already mentioned Tusk. Tusk is a hero that enables others rather than it naturally having a good game by itself. And when you have OG with like a mid hero like Puck, Tusk can't really rotate to that lane.
No.
Marcy in the side lane as well, you can't really rotate to go her. Can rebound out, can dispose. Like, there's so many things for it to do. So already it's quite a difficult Tusk game. Imagine if now the safe lane also had a hero that Tusk couldn't really kill. This hero is just going to feel like nothing in the first 15 minutes of the game. And then, sure, they go for the DK. Yep.
I think because, of course, the reliable stun, good matchup against Puck. Already said, you know, Boom did play it quite a lot in the previous tour and the DPC Tour 1. Also, I don't think you care too much about like Marcy rotation. Maybe once Puck gets level 6, because you do have ways of breaking the coil. So this combo from Mars and Puck will always be potent.
They also can easily put it into a safe lane. Like, we've seen a DK carry against the Marcy off lane, having that draw breath against the Marcy, having the armor. You don't really care about that kind of the kill timings that Marcy presents in that side lane. But probably a little bit maybe too quirky. Especially when OG will have this later pick.
Okay, that's their approach. That's their safe laner. Most likely against the Viper Tusk. Not sure if they want to pick like a different off laner now. There's ways to shift things around for Gaming Gladiators. If they want to run like position 5 Viper and have Dragonite, like, can be on the off lane as well against Nature's Prophet, you soak up some damage with your extra armor.
Would you like to see an aggressive tri lane again?
With the Tusk, it's always a possibility.
Because Enchantress is still in the pool.
It could be an off-lane Dragonite or safe lane for Gaming Gladiators where they have 3 extra heroes.
One option OG has is picking up like a hoodwink. They played it a lot on Misha and his pubs in the last week. Having that flexibility of 4 to 5, keeping the Marcy a little bit open as well, forcing Gladiators to pick up one more pick. It also deals with tankiness of Viper DK later into the game, and it allows, like, you set up on the side lane with this Marcy type hero, and then suddenly Fury and Puck TPing and getting the additional kill. But it does lean more into skirmishing and quick picks and running around the map, rather than maybe dealing with what Gladiators will be presenting at 20 minutes, which is this all-round kill. And yeah, instead they go for Zeus, much safer alternative.
Global presence.
Yeah.
Having Puck,
Quite a bit. Ooh.
Nature's Prophet, Zeus, you can always go and try to find the kills on map with just having one hero present. We've seen some different alchemists, different roles for him, 1, 2, and 3. The 33 one was pretty obnoxious, staying on top of the network as an alchemist.
Playing a 3, but playing a
pretty
carry.
much. Like, you know, you would expect him to go. We were theoretically, maybe it's an Ags, maybe he's gonna play for the team. Didn't happen. He played for himself, bought the Ags eventually, but went for Radiance build. We're definitely gonna see more of this hero. Not sure if they have enough to be able to just keep them busy until Alchemist is farming, because OG's lineup can explode very easily. Like, you can gank from Fog, which let's say you have Puck, who's level 6, and the Nature's Prophet TP, Zeus ulti, Marcy jumping in from the Fog. Very easy to execute lineup on side of OG.
I think the way Gladiators will lane it is just putting the Alk into the Furion lane. If it is a carry Furion, your strengths against Alk is by playing your lane into then TPing to others to take towers and pressure the map. If you're laning into an Alk who naturally is a very strong laner, we saw Miracle also do the Urn build, so you have innate armor anyway to counter the Blightstone of Furion. You can take a lot of fights, prevent the earlier timing, and if you then look at Alk v Furion in a core v core equal farm matchup, of course Alk will naturally feel better running around the map.
Last time we saw Gaming Gladiators pick the Alchemist up, they laned it together with a Warlock. Is that something that's still on the table here? Because when you're mentioning they need something to stop the aggression from OG before the Alchemist is fat, is there a support that can do that?
I mean, if they want to run Viper as position 5, he kind of does the same thing.
Okay.
Doesn't have a heal, but runs in, soak ups the damage for Alchemist. If this is going to be position 4 Tusk, that means that stacks for Alk are not going to be as good. Like, usually you would want to have a range position 4 to be able to stack the triangle way, because it's more efficient. Otherwise, you need to use mana on Tusk to just use the shards to stack, and it's not as good. This hero just needs mana constantly.
That sounds like Crystal Maiden game to me. Let's go.
To be fair though, like, if you think about the lanes that they can set up, if they do go for a tri-lane, this Alk with the concoction, some Tusk, plus any support that provides some slow, like, it's a very potent lane.
They still removed the Terrorblade from the pool. You guys were saying that Nature's Prophet could very well be a carry here for Uriah.
I think so. If this is Viper on the off lane, he has a problem dealing with the summons, illusions, whatever, and I think that's one way to approach it.
So then we need an MR hero on the side of OG. Is the one that we feel is
there's still flexibility. Yeah, there's this Puck is going to be played in the mid lane. They're not going to flex that. Not sure, like, how does MR even start playing a new hero, because he can't pass his own test?
I mean, he's played a lot of Mars. Mars is still in the pool. You know, he passes the test on that.
What if it's a Marcy?
A Marcy? I would like that. Because we already have a Mars. And a Mars. Now also maybe a Marcy. Would be nice. Unlikely, though. We have seen a Marcy in the carry position a week ago. We saw it once only. That might still also be a little bit far-fetched perhaps. But most likely then a Mars hero yet to be picked up.
In regard to competitive games, it doesn't have a lot of games on any of the 4 heroes they picked so far, so very much is
what are we missing?
You'd assume it's an MR hero right now, but yeah.
I wouldn't mind a stun, something beefy, a front line, because Zeus, Nature's Prophet, Puck, these heroes don't like to be ran at.
Yeah, I like that. I think
it's beefy with the stun.
Yeah.
The thing is with this Slardar is it's about, if you make a mistake against Slardar and you just allow him to farm up his lane, it's hard to really out him from a lane. At 15-20 minutes, he's going to have Mask of Madness blink. You fail, that's a free Aegis, and then they're going to exploit it.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay, I need to
1,
see
2,
what
3,
where they're laning
4
it.
strength melee heroes. One does have a transformation, so not gonna be in melee form. Against Nature's Prophet, Slardar, Zeus, I'm a little worried for Gaming Gladiators.
On the flip side, I would say I'm also somewhat worried for the Furion, because when you're playing a carry Furion, the worst thing you hate is playing with beefy carries that you can't right-click down. You need like a 1 or 2 item advantage to be able to honestly kill them.
This game. You have Slardar.
Yeah,
He
potentially
solves that problem. Also, you build into Silver Edge on Nature's Prophet against Dragon Knight, Viper, Bristleback. Yep. It's going to be a lot of value coming out from that item, and you will have like a little bit of extra damage sustain from Marcy.
Yeah, it's about OG needs to play with all the heroes together. If they don't, they are going to have some potential issues. But yeah, Puck Zeus, I think, covers that quite nicely. But yeah, Gladiators, if they have their good lanes and get item advantage, then they're going to be so tanky throughout this entire game.
Also, that's not the accurate sound that sharks make, by the way.
Being tanky against Zeus is also not the thing you want. Like, position 4 Zeus, he scales well. Position 4 Zeus does get the items no matter what. You're going to be getting the last hits. They do have heroes that can get on top of him. Anything with the strength, like they have 1, 2, 3, even 4 heroes that can play. I'm just a little worried how they pass this, like Slardar, Nature's Prophet, Puck. If they kill Dragon Knight, they don't have anything for Puck. They have no lockdown whatsoever.
All right, so it's an uphill battle here for Gaming Gladiators.
I mean, they have really nice counters to some of these tanky heroes, but yeah. And I still see Gladiators heroes, and if they actually hit their stride, they can really run over OG. But OG has much nicer little skirmishing, and they're one of the best teams in their skirmishing.
Well, let's find out if we have a 2-0 on our hands, or if Gaming Gladiators will force out a third game to this series. We're heading over to Odie, Pixel, and Fogged.
Thank you very much, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 ready to go here between OG and Gaming Gladiators. Fogged, what do you make of the 2 drafts this time round?
A lot of bulk and beef on Gaming Gladiators, but definite ways for OG to do the same thing of their scaling, right? This triple core that they like to go for. I mean, I say triple quad core that they like to go for a lot of the times. Yeah, lots of melee heroes that really rely a lot on the DK, right? To catch this puck. I think that could be one of the big issues, because we've seen so many times these pucks just actually take over a game when there's only one real element to one real element to actually stun them. We saw yesterday from Secret. In particular, how Nisha was able to just dominate the map. Even though he was versus a DK, that was kind of only thing that he had to deal with, and he made so much space on the map. So let's see if the greed does work for OG, because I do see a world where Gaming Gladiators could just really take over this map. If they do hit an early item timing, they get an early Roche. There could be some damage issues for OG for this Nature's Prophet, but yeah, let's see how this all goes. And I've seen this a couple of times now. There's a puck that goes in the mid lane. He places his ward on his left side there, near his small camp, for vision, and then they put a sentry to block the camp, and it actually gets both. It blocks the camp and it dewards it. So I've seen that one many times now, actually, that people just lose their ward super early.
Sometimes you just want to get dewarded.
Yeah, sometimes. And who did get the deward? The experience was split for what is the DK and the Bristle, it looks like. So all right, how our lane's gonna look too. Ace playing in the off lane. Well, it looks like it'll be with the Tusk, but knowing Gaming Gladiators, they might move things around still. That lane could be problematic. Alk Tusk versus what looks to be a Marcy plus Nature's Prophet. I could see this Alk getting shut down pretty hard, so they're probably gonna have to do some creep manipulations, which is why you see Tofu, as usual, for the most part, starting boots on Tusk. So they'll start pulling some creeps very early on. And they do have this deep ward, which gives him a little bit of extra intelligence, a little bit of ease of access to be able to try to pull these creeps. And they're actually gonna switch things up. So OG, they're instead gonna even put the Slardar bottom to deal with the Alchemist to put pressure onto him. Cool. A little bit of a change up. And OG maybe even putting up a aggro tri-lane, it looks like, for themselves.
Oh, see Misha really going for Celery here.
Celery might just die. Very slow hero, 275 move speed.
And with the slow of the heavenly jump,
they got him.
First blood for Tiger.
Smart for Tiger to go for the skill. Usually you don't see this taken level 1, but it is very strong level 1. 1.6 seconds slow. Marcy having a very good base attack time can stick on top of that. On top of that Viper. He even used the really cool kind of thing he did there too, is he jumped off of the, or he was gonna like wait to jump and pull him behind the treants to block him. So nice stuff. So they can do a lot of combos with these treants once he gets 2 on Misha.
Tiger just harassing back the 2 of them here. Tofu and Ace, who are trying to get that creep wave drag around.
Lots of creep manipulation gonna be going on down here, even though we did see the lanes kind of switched up a little bit. Oh, Amar, he lost his range creep. Bottom. I mean, you don't have to look at it, but it's just kind of funny. I don't know why it did that. Like, he had it perfect to be able to pull this like creep aggro behind the town. That actually makes a difference, because now it's not going to deny the whole wave. While in top, you do see that whole wave getting denied from Gaming Gladiators. Taiga's doing the right thing, though. As support, this is what you should do. You can test them behind there so that the XP doesn't get wasted. Well, the same thing you see Tofu trying to do, but... Yeah, it's a pretty big deal that that range creep de-aggroed, because now lane will shove into the Alchemist's favor. And Bristleback is in that matchup versus the Nature's Prophet, so gets a little extra last hits for his Treants.
Yeah, they're ready to get very aggressive top. Duracho and Celery both ready to play behind the tower here to grab the creeps.
I'm intrigued why they decided to go for this lane setup, rather than having the Slardar versus the Bristleback. I guess they wanted to have the Slardar shut down the Alchemist harder. That's why they put him in the matchup down there, but yeah, a bit curious.
I mean, I imagine, well, yeah, look. They're going to get on top of Ace under the tier 1.
Yeah, I mean, they can. It's a melee hero, right? Melee versus Slardar is pretty disastrous usually.
Can they go for Tofu as well? I guess a little hard with the tower hits coming in.
Acid spray under tower. Okay, so I guess, yeah, that's probably the idea behind it, is just to be laning versus that Alk. You don't want him to be getting that early timing that we saw from 33 the other day, that super fast Radiance from the off lane.
Top Misha. Constantly looking to see if we can get the setup on Celery around the pool. See bottom, might be able to get... Oh no. Of course, Heavenly Jump. Always lovely to have against these Tusk lanes.
What an ability, honestly. I love how you just see him picked so much more often. He did get like double buffs, of course, but Zeus just in every game, it feels like now. Yeah, let's see how mid goes. I mean, it's a bit. This one's the least one I think we'll look at, because it's a bit of that boring matchup.
Yeah, no one's done it.
Farm. But the important thing is that because Boom, because they blocked the small camp of the puck, the DK will probably come out slightly ahead. Oh, look at this. Yaragi's actually using his treants to kill bounty runes. He did kill the one right there, of course. I think BZM was actually perhaps going for it, but either way, you see Celery, he backs up to check the area, check the bounty rune, get some stacks, and he's like, oh man, there's no bounty, but he will get the double stack available for his Bristleback, but it's getting scouted, so that's why you see that deep ward being placed there. They're going to know these stacks are going on, and probably going to get contested pretty early.
And Tiger is just chasing out Tofu here. Is he going to have him?
He might. Ooh, close.
He's going to be able to get out, but we'll have to take a walk back to base here.
You cannot ever forget how much right-click damage Zeus does. Look at that base damage. It's beautiful. One of the higher ones in the game for these ranged heroes.
On mid lane.
Just constant back and forth harassment.
I mean, can they either start bringing any sort of supports in to try and look to get a kill here before the sixes?
No, not really. What we've seen so much is these pucks, like, you have to make the call, right? You'll have to say, they're gonna, like, DK's pushing mid, we're gonna have to bring like 1 or 2 extra heroes to kill the DK on his Elder Dragon form, which they can do pretty easily. Misha, it should be okay. They do have the global potential of the Nature's Prophet that can TP and always help these side lanes too, as well as the, like, you know, level 6 as soon as it comes out. So that's something that Boom does have to be a bit cautious of on his first Dragon form usage, because they do have great ways to, like, if he tries to commit for a tower, they have the Marcy that can throw him even deeper under the tower, slash even break coil, and then they have the Wrath of Nature that can come in. So he does have to be a little careful how aggressive he plays to go for that tower.
I'm trying with a bit of setup onto Duracho, but at this stage with the 3 points of the Quills and in the passive, it does feel like these two heroes, they're not really going to kill Duracho in this lane setup anymore.
And that's why I was mentioning, like, it's a bit interesting that they chose for this lane setup.
Sure, because they're not...
He's eating the treants, he gets to farm them extra, and you're not really shutting him down at all, but it's the choice that they made, right? Having that Slardar versus the Alk to shut him down harder.
And yeah, bottom lane for sure. No, Ace, he's not free farming.
No.
I mean, he's not getting massively shut down. Like the farm, it's still there, but it's not some sort of explosive start where he's going completely left alone.
No, and he's at risk of dying. You know, if he does make like an overstep, he will just get killed from the Slardar Zeus, plus even a TP from one. So Zeus, Dream Coil is online. DK also has hit 6. And BZM, he does have a DD, so that does pose a bit of a threat for Boom to actually go for any type of aggressive play with his Dragon form. go for the tower at all. Here's the first rotation. Oh, Dyrachyo, they got him.
Yeah, good setup there from Misha. And indeed, with the DD, a couple of hits is all it takes. Dyrachyo still very easily dealt with when they bring in a +1.
He had his vitality booster too. He seemed like ran toward the secret shop. He's like, please let me buy the Vanguard, but gets brought down before he's able to. And BZM keeps Coil available.
Oh, look at this move, straight towards the bottom, Misha. He's going to try and set up some action here, and he'll do so successfully. Tofu gets taken out. Ace will be able to throw out the concoction. He's on his own once again and has to back off, especially now with the 6 online for MIR. Huge kill potential on both of these melee heroes the Gaming Gladiators have had down here.
This is the power of Marcy. The early game, first 10 minutes is always very threatening for any lane. You show, if you're in range, if you see the Marcy, you're probably dead. That's kind of the joke that people have been throwing out. They're so good at repositioning. Looks like Taiga's gonna go scout some stacks if they do have it. They know that those are available now.
I mean, Ace.
Ace.
So they could just dive this man. He's gonna need TPs. We'll see Celery head over, and they'll punish Taiga for that. But they're very much gonna have to be completely prepared to get into bail Ace out. If MIR starts to poke under the tower.
Ace has to, he's still sitting very low. Nature's Prophet about to hit 6 too. Ace does have to be a bit careful how he steps up in these next few moments. Misha continues to get aggressive wards down, scout things out. Can you get Courier? One-shots it. Nice play with the sidekick. Power Rune. Haste Rune will be denied away from the puck. That rotation for Celery actually works out pretty nicely bottom. He has his Urn done, so he gets an Urn charge, goes mid, kills a Rune, and now potentially might be able to set up for something else here. Keeping Ace topped off.
A bit of a slower start from Gaming Gladiators this time round, but they're not a bad one as Taiga.
Taiga pushing the limits really of this heavenly jump.
He was pretty deep there, sort of surrounded by 3 heroes, but a nicely placed jump. He's back into the shadows and they won't be able to find him.
Celery knows that in the meanwhile, they're also stealing the stacks, so I think they're pretty happy about this. In the meanwhile, they know that he did place a ward down the way the Taiga's playing. So you see the first ward, Sentry misses. Immediately second one is bought by Celery, but very good aggressive wards. OG, they're scouting out the stacks. They know the type of greed play that Gaming Gladiators is trying to play with the Bristle. And they're going for these invade plays early.
We'll see MIR there.
Dive.
Just straight in. Yeah, you can't come close to this Slardar.
Mask of Madness done already.
He will rip you to pieces with these bashes.
And like even Dyrachyo, if he steps up too far top, a Slardar TP, he only has 5 armor. He'll put negative. Sure, he's got a Vanguard, but he will not look tanky once he's corrosive hazed.
And he's gonna head down to the bottom lane, Dyrachyo.
Okay. They don't want to lose this. I don't think anybody else can really go down there versus MIR right now, so he doesn't want to lose the tower super early. OG continuing to want to play aggressive. A very early Witchblade. No boots on BZM, but Witchblade plus Fairy Trinket already online. So his damage, it's high. If they find actually pretty much anybody, even Ace, very likely he'll go down. They have the Wrath of Nature on top too. And he shows.
They're gonna be able to get the jump in. So if you get the angle to break the coil, they can. Nice positioning there from Misha to make sure that he gets that guaranteed snap on the coil with the disposed.
It's one of my favorite combos, really, the Marcy puck. Just watching them play it patiently, being able to break that coil constantly. It's also, I like the skill build too. I like when people go for like 2-1-2 on this hero, as the damage.
I mean, MIR's going to try and do this on his own. He will have to back off, especially with the TPs coming in. But that was half the HP of Dyrachyo, so that was just solo. So just showing the potential of the damage MIR can still do, even against a Bristle with a Vanguard.
He's actually going for treads on the Bristleback. Okay, I know he's carry, but a lot of times when you do see them, especially when they're playing versus something like Slardar, they ideally want to get some type of armor early into their build. He really is deceptively squishy.
I mean, Misha, he's in with the setup. Further TP's coming in. BZM's going to be able to jump forward. So they've got enough burst to bring him down. They certainly do. There's nowhere for him to run. BZM takes the kill.
Oh, I was worried about this puck getting an early start like this too. Even though
he's looking at him at the top.
It's only a DK. That's the only reliable stun that they have for him. Everything else he can disjoint pretty easily. The Tusk, the Alchemist, etc.
Oh, and he wants to play for this full early game damage. The Witchblade into the urn for him.
Okay. So I guess he wants the Vessel. It is a super valuable Vessel game.
Great, yeah, it is. And he's going to be the hero to farm it the quickest.
Yep.
And, oh, Ace.
Ace, he's going for the... Okay.
Oh,
so he's just going to feed the Ags to the Bristol early on.
I guess that's the plan.
Okay. I mean, that kills his net worth.
It does kind of make him a bit of a non-hero. So indeed, putting everything into the basket of Duraccio by rushing him and Ags.
Okay. Oh, as you mentioned, OG, they're playing a greed style where they're going to have 3 scaling cores, and this kind of feels like Gaming Gladiators is going to put themselves into position of only having the Bristol back to their line. And looking at the itemization, Yuragi, he's going for Deso. So we already mentioned it. He's going treads on Bristol. So armor's going to be low.
Physical DPS here, right?
Deso NP plus a corrosive haze that's going to be high level because of how Amara's game is going. Seems like it could be some problems for Gaming Gladiators pretty quickly in this one.
I mean, the question is going to be as well, do you think this was the plan here with the offlane Alchemist pick, or is this a reaction to how the game's going?
It must have just been the plan. We thought even 33 would do it the other day.
We did, you know, right?
Back when I started Albion Online, I was kind of worried about how to play.
Playing with the Wyvern.
That's when he had a mid-Wyvern, right?
Yeah, but he had such a good game that he was just like, I'm the carry now. So things do switch up when you do have that good game. But
well, we'll see if it works out. I mean, it will mean, of course, that Duracio's going to get an insanely fast Aghanims. Means he himself can go for this BKB after the Vanguard.
He's still going to have no armor. That is still my biggest concern about the Treads build. Unless he finds some type of like armor item in particular, like a neutral item, he's still going to look fairly squishy, getting put negative. A Deso hit plus a corrosive haze. And as we said, Amar, he's having a very good game. So he'll hit level 12 early. So they'll have like minus 22 armor pretty early on.
Just 900 gold away from the Aghanims. So it will, of course, be there. Still a very, very good timing.
Yeah. All right, Deso's on. All right, so sorry, minus 21 armor. Apologies. But still, you look at his armor, he's 9 right now. He'll be put to negative 12. So that tankiness will look a lot different. Zeus also scaling, as we said, OG, they like to distribute their farm. So he's also going to have good timings to be able to burst down these tanky strength cores. And yeah, Misha, we did see point that, of course. He's going more for the sidekick build. He's just going to be buffing up both his Slardar or his Nature's Prophet with max sidekick early on. And that counteracts a lot of quill damage. It does, so it's a pretty ridiculous amount of sustain that comes in. But game has slowed down a little bit. OG getting their farm. Same thing for Gaming Gladiators. So that Aghanims is going to be done right now.
It's going to be done.
So let's see what they're going to be able to do with it for Duraccio. He knows too, like, of course, Duraccio, it's not like he's unaware that the armor is going to be an issue. He queues up plate mail afterwards, but, that time before he has plate mail, we'll see how it goes. Blink done for Amar. So pace of the game now feels like it's going to kick up quite quick on the side of OG.
Now, I think so when you do this as like the offlane Alchemist as Aces, after the Aghanims, you're buying 1 here for the Bristol, and then what you are going to see the normal items start to come out for Ace. He's going to go to try and turn himself back into his own core.
I wonder. I think he should get. I honestly feel like he should get something like a medallion at least, so that then he can like buff up his Bristol even more. Since the whole draft is going to be about Bristol, I want to go down that route. But I mean, maybe he could just get another Aghanims and give it to a DK, but that doesn't sound too good this game.
Celery. He'll go down. We'll see. Maybe Amar trying to find Ace, but Ace will be able to retreat in time. And there we go. Hands the Ags over to Duraccio.
Okay. Let's see what they can do.
So 14 minutes Ags on the Bristol hit, thanks to the Alk.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'm still pretty concerned. I have to be honest.
But it does mean you've basically not got an offlane.
No.
There's no offlane.
No offlane. You're all reliant on this DK and Bristol, and they're quad scaling.
He's still got it, unless it was queued up from. No, I think he's re-queued it up. He's got another Axe queued up. Ace is just going to be farming Axe this game.
Okay. Yeah, I said it's a possibility that he just gives the DK and Aghanims too, but the DK is playing into this high minus armor. So yeah, we see there the math, of course, but that effective HP does not look nearly as high. 9-1 already.
Dire are scanning.
I almost feel like even he should buy the plate mail before finishing BKB at this point. They see him right now.
This was the big investment here from Gaming Gladiators, isn't it? It's looking just like the markets. straight downhill. That was a lot of money on that man, and he dies.
They already have the Vestal even on BZM. This game looks like it could be a disaster.
Trying maybe something a little bit different. The old off-lane out, rushing the Ags, but it's getting punished. It's getting punished very heavily here. OG, they're just bringing the fight, and when you've only got 2 cores essentially, that you know you sort of have that you can present. And of course, Duracho here, the man that was handed the Ags, it's just not looking like it's doing much at all. He still dies incredibly easily, and you put a lot of money and resources onto that hero.
Oof, and he bought a shard now too. I think they know that this game is already getting completely out of control. He's got still the same amount of armor, so the effectiveness is good. But yeah, Sparta now level 12, 13. So yeah, even more minus armor. I think Zeus is about to have his shard done too, so you know, it's tough to be tanky when you're playing versus this type of draft, even as a bristleback. If they don't get this Roche, it feels like the game might just be pretty impossible for them to turn around. So let's see if they do. It gets scanned out immediately, but it feels like they have to commit for this.
So is you going to do anything about this?
They don't have Zeus.
Imagine they can.
They don't have Wrath of Nature. They look like they're just going to give it up. They see it.
Yeah, they're completely aware this is happening. And indeed, they'll let Gaming Gladiators take this. So a little bit of something. Now get that Aegis onto Duracho.
He's still okay. Ace is still gonna be okay. I thought maybe he switched it up, but no, still just gonna go for that second.
He wants those aggregates.
Okay. I want somebody to build someone to build a medallion or something. Right now I see the drums for Tofu. What do we have for Celery? Okay, Celery's gonna be the one building medallion. Right.
Okay.
I was hoping somebody did because they do need a little bit of armor for this bristle.
Yeah, they got to buff him up.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna go for this sort of strat, you have to go all in on just protecting Duracho, keeping him alive.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And it has to just be like them running around. It looks a little weird, but the way they have to play is like Ace jungles and 4 heroes, like 3 heroes sit on top of the bristle to make sure he doesn't get picked. Which just means that I feel like OG, they're just gonna get more gold out of the map. They're gonna keep split pushing with the Nature's Prophet. They'll look up for setup for Amar when he feels comfortable. So even though they got this Aegis, they have to force something with it. Otherwise they will just get to continue to be out-farmed.
They're getting objectives out of this. Yep. They get Roche, they get the tier 1 mid. So OG giving them a bit of space, but I always feel like there's going to be some concern, you know.
Ooh, they got the courier with the plate mail.
Armor on. They will be able to dive in, take out Tiger.
Okay.
But Amar's killed off Ace's courier as well. You know, finally these courier snipes them up. BKB's nearly done for him. But yeah, the plate mail out of action for a couple of minutes.
実はもう一通り検証済みなんじゃないの。エリート様連中が頭に仕事があるので、今更俺なんかの出番はないはずだぞ。いや、僕はキリトとそんなことするわけないじゃん。僕は君と話す。ダメだ。ゲーム内からの干渉でプレイヤーの心臓を止めるのは不可能。銃撃と二人の心臓発作は偶然の一致やなくて、ケピーもう一つ何でいいか。少し付き合ってくれ。キリト君はその結論の言葉にしてどうしたい。実は僕も話してこの二つの死はゲーム内の銃撃によるものでということで改めてガンゲイロオンラインのレベルこのデスナンダルを接触してくれないか。はっきり言ったらどうだ聞こうかさん。撃たれてこいってことだ。やだよ。何かあったらどうするんだよ。それにこのデスナンダルをターゲットになり全員してくれる。ゼクシードとスピードどちらも名の通りビッグプレイヤー。つまり強くないと打ってくれないんだよ。茅場先生が最強と認めた君なら無理だよ。DG オープンはそんな甘いゲームじゃないんだ。プロがうようよしてるんだぞ。これでプロってのはどういう文字通りだよ。バンゲイルオンライン全バーチャル MMO で唯一 ゲームコイン現実還元システムを採用してるんだ。おお、簡単に言えば、稼いだ金を現実の金としてペイバックすることが可能なんだ。ブロックに GGO 内で毎月コンスタントに稼ぐ練習さ。6プレイに月に20万から30万と出てるし。もう一回言うと、GGO のハイレベル連中に他の MMO プレイヤーの比較にならない時間と情熱をゲームにつぎ込んでおくさ。売れなんかどこにも出ていっても相手になるもんか。他を当たってくれ。他の当てなんてないと。プロの相手は荷が重いということに調査協力費という名目で報酬を払うじゃない。これだ。なんでそこまでこだわる？ネットにありがちなオカルト話じゃん。実は上田と禁止取りにフルダイブ技術に現実に及ぼすエフェクトを今やっているんだから注目する。この一件はそれを規制しようとする勢力が利用される前に事実を把握している。その不審な話こんな風に直接運営に聞けば早いんじゃないか。GGO を開発運営しているザスという企業がアメリカに参加で現実の会社の所在地はおろかに電話番号やメールアドレスすらも例の雑誌で取り組み怪しみに立ち込む。そんな理由で真実の尻尾をつかむいておりゲーム内で直接の接触を試みるしもちろん大々的に見せちゃ銃撃されるドアにいくらでも印象で判断してくれます。要素いうものほど命を落とした。ちなみに、その記憶のことなのだ。だから仮想世界で殺人してる。俺のその世界。忘れる。
本当ですよ、みんなここに連れてきてくれ。世界が自分で見えてきて、空間という面で形成されているのは、つまり、私たちの現実世界の中心に、間違いの友達。ラッキードによってどこまでも広がりつつある世界の中心術が、もう存在しない面白なんだ。だから夕焼けの色がこんなに懐かしい。
そうだ。俺も今の朝のことだって分かってる。
そうなの？
アインクラスのことさ。あれ構造はもしかして時間軸と空間内に象徴していたのか。
うん。でもだとしたら団長が想像しようとしてる先細りになった別で収束消滅する予定だったってこと。それを誰かさんに途中で大爆発させちゃったんだよね。結末を見届けることに。
誰か言ったよ、副団長。あのさ、寒くなってきたし、そろそろ帰ろうぜ。
今度はミズやリーファちゃんたちに連れてまた来よ。あの芝生でお弁当食べたら楽しいよ。外で変化し、そちらからするこちらからする盛り上がる。
At least, of course, having the Aegis to rely on here, Diracho. So Gaming Gladiators can still look to move around and get maybe a bit more around, with this outcome. So ready, how close is he to the next Dags? He's got it, yeah.
He's got it done when it respawns.
Alcax is done.
Do they give it? Do you give it to DK? I mean, do you want a Tusk to be booting people
That's what
around?
I'm feeling like. If you feel the game's getting rough, maybe having that kick on Tusk ready for the high ground
They'll just give it to Boom. I mean, it's too good. Sure, he won't be Black Dragon yet, but even level 3 Dragon form is pretty nice. at this point in the game. The slow can be pretty decent. But yeah, as you see, literally running as a 4-man unit.
Yeah, you have to
all
do
about
this, right?
Bristle. While Alk farms up.
You've had him this Ags, this insane timing because of the Alchemist benefit. You've got to look to use it.
Nisha breaks the smoke. And boom, can't blink. He gets cancelled. And now, 3-man coil.
3-man coil! Oh, they just die immediately!
Oh boy.
Immediately, they just disappear!
And Duraccio, he may have an Aegis, but he's gonna get brought down twice. 5 versus 1.
I mean, it's looking very scary. You know, at OG, they were sort of like, yeah, you can take the Roshan.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, you can take the tier 1 mid. And then, you know, they finally sort of decide, they're like, all right, guys, should we go for a team fight? Here we go, job done. Matter of seconds, 3 heroes dead. Gaming Gladiators just not standing a chance there.
No. Perfect, really, from BZM. And now they have BKB done on Yuragi, BKB done on Amar.
Let's see. More Aghanims, let's go. Ace has said, yeah, waiting on that courier. Looks like he's going to start building for himself after these 2 Aghanims. This looks to be what the plan was all along here. Get the Ags for the Bristle, Ags for the DK, and then look to sort of resume normal farming for himself, Ace.
But OG, I mean, they were the kind of the I mean, not this OG, of course, not these guys, but they were the ones who kind of invented this off-lane Alchemist. What, 2 years ago, I believe it was, when they were just giving this to the Void Spirit, in particular, the Monkey King. They would play this on Seb, hand this Aghanims over, and get this big timing. So they have an idea of how to play versus this, I'd imagine. And right now, it's looking like a perfect game plan. They have this Tricore that's farming, as they always do, and they have a Zeus who scales incredibly well versus this damage. Incredibly well versus these tanky heroes.
Oh, let's see what they can get going next.
Ooh, they even give the Marcy the Brig. I mean, this is a really good Marcy item, the Brigand's.
I mean, yeah, you're on about this one. It's just such a hugely beneficial item.
Since you hit so fast, you're able to just get the increased benefit of it, especially. Even though you're this 4 position, you're always getting the sidekick on yourself as well, too, when you buff up an ally. So you do actually do quite a significant amount of damage. And he's 12. They are getting this very good scaling.
We got smoke time here from the 2 of them.
Yeah,
Misha and Amar.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Let's see if the second Aghanims will make it work.
Of course, he's not got anything at all on himself to protect him from this sort of jump. Tofu's also going to be caught out. OG very much showing if they want to get some kills, they can get them. They can pretty much get what they want.
Look, Taiga's not even afraid. He's jumping towards the Bristleback. Coil connects. Do they have follow-up?
They do.
Sure do.
Amar's in on top of him. That's going to be Duraccio taken out.
19-2.
It's getting...
It's been rough.
It's been very, very rough. And as I say, it's just a strat that they've just completely punished their OG Gaming Gladiators. They go for this offlane out. They rush the Ags, but they rush their Ags for Duraccio. And Duraccio, he's 0-5-1.
He really is. BZM is also just completely popping off on the puck, as we kind of felt like could happen this game.
And Amar, you know, 6-0-10,
they're all just
having a fantastic time on Slardar.
Yep.
As I say, not a hero that we're seeing a lot of teams really play, but Amar, both of these games, having a great time on it. And it's had a huge impact. This sort of buff up with the minus physical armor. They can't survive for it.
No, and he's 18 now. So Corrosive Haze is already maxed out at 23 minutes of the game.
That's so much damage.
So he might have a plate mail, but yeah, he's still going to be negative armor, you know. He's got 23 armor, but with the Deso hit plus that, he's still just negated. And there's always static field also coming to play, as we were mentioning, for the Zeus. So. And Spirit Vessel. I mean, they've itemized pretty much perfectly on the side of OG. Gaming Gladiators continue to just have to play as this 4-5 unit.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They revealed themselves in mid. They used the fireball on the creep wave. So OG, there you know exactly the positioning of them at the moment. They're gonna just stick together.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, how do Gaming Gladiators take a fight?
I don't know.
Like,
I really don't know.
Who are you sort of looking for in these team fights that you're saying, you know what, guys, we can go on this person and we can kill them without losing anyone ourselves?
I'd say somehow they have to get on BZM and kill him immediately, but they just, at this point, there's going to be so much follow-up, and then there's going to have other massive problems because they do have this like tri-quad core already for OG. And OG's, they're reading the movements perfectly, right? Like the whole game, it does feel like they just know exactly where Gaming Gladiators is positioning. They're getting the wraparound. Suso the scout.
And straight in they go. They'll take out Celery. Push Tofu off to the side. Boom will come in with the Dragon Tail BZM, but it's only going to be a momentary stun. MIR, he's on top of the Bristol. Dredger was able to bring down Misha.
MIR just pretty much solo killed the Bristleback, let's be honest.
As for dead, Ace is going to try and run. He has got the blink up, but they're going to be chasing. Sprouts up. Ace will cut his way through, but MIR's in on top of him with the bashes. It's a team wipe.
Godlike for MIR. Not a smile. Not even a little smile for us.
This has been a rough one.
It's been a rough one for sure.
It's been a rough one.
OG just seems to have had their number after that, you know, kind of disaster that happened in the first game around that Roche pit.
Yeah,
I knew exactly
I like that, you know, even after sort of the rough way that the second half of game 1 went, Gaming Gladiators, they weren't afraid to turn up in this game too. Try, you know, a bit of a gimmicky strat, of course, with the offlane out, rushing the Aghanims. But it's not worked out.
No.
It's not worked out at all here. OG have just completely walked over it.
Level 20 now, Onslaughter, even more minus armor. All right, the buyback.
See what they can do with this.
They want MIR.
It's getting a little bit low. And it will go down, so the buyback will get the job done. Yuragi, he's able to TP out just in time there. It's very, very close. See if they can get the kill on Puck as well. They can.
Will. Okay.
Gaming Gladiators holding on. They keep the racks alive. They get the kill. 2 of them, the big ones. MIR and BZM showing still a little bit of a sign of life here.
They're gonna need quite a few more of those. But a good sign of life in particular. Got Godlike streak and a Wicked 6 streaks. And Duracho got one of the last hits especially too, so very important for him. So actually the 2 most important heroes in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because you get the Solar Crest now for Celery to buff up the Bristleback, and Bristol should have a follow-up item after this BKB pretty soon. And oh, is Roche? Oh, that would have been so lucky for them if it was an instant spawn Roche. Small signs of life.
Misha. He's not going to want to mess around with Duracho too much, just the 2 supports hit.
Yuragi also has Silver Edge done, of course, so the break versus both the DK and the Bristleback will be quite potent. Also gonna have AC pretty fast in this game, as we saw, you know, of course, MIR, even though he could have bought an AC, he wants his Moonshot.
Gaming Gladiators able to pull out that defense around the mid. See if they're now able to go for anything aggressive, or if it's just going to be a case of waiting for OG to push once more.
They have an Arcane Rune on the Bristle.
And they're going to try and go.
This could be something that allows him to maybe open up his damage.
So they had a good defense there, but can they actually take fights outside of the map?
They also have BKB and 18 on DK, so now he does have Black Dragon form. And a bit more protection to be able to stick on top of the puck.
Let's have a look. OG, they're smoked up themselves. The scam will catch Gaming Gladiators, so OG know exactly where to head.
And bottom is getting sieged. You cannot neglect these Treants. The greater Treants are going to be able to take down this tower.
They're going to try and force the Roche here, Gaming Gladiators. It's going down very quickly.
They're getting low.
There's going to be the jump. They'll put the BKBs, but MIR just beating down. Oh, the BKB just boom, just disappears into the physical damage that OG have. Everybody's going down. It's a team wipe in a matter of seconds, and they'll call it. They've had enough. GG.
Again, particular, sure, he's going to be like the mid player that he's going to be playing a lot on his own, but they have to be listening to him. They have to be helping him out with like mid runes and stuff like that, because he is Versumel, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Sure, he's 11k player, he's amazing, but you have to enable him when you are playing versus this type of star-studded.
Having no stuns. This is my problem with the Brame, the way they draft. Sometimes I feel like they just think too much and end up with a really wonky draft.
Give me some silver linings for Brame.
Come on, fuck one.
If they do get ahead, the Jug and the TA, like the Roche potential, they do have like the sidekick lifesteal and everything that can get it. They have one stun, and it's literally all Spartan who walks in and dies a lot of times.
Silver lining. They have all low cooldowns on their heroes, and that means fighting. It means brawling. Looking forward to seeing that. Let's see what Brame can do here against Nick My Galaxy. We're heading over to OD Pixel and Zegov.
Thank you, Steve. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's time for Enigma Galaxy versus Brain Game 1. T, we had some concerns there from the panel regarding the draft coming in from Brain. Do you sort of see that as well? Or do you think that Brain's kind of dealt themselves a pretty good opportunity here against what, on paper, should be quite a tough matchup for them against Enigma Galaxy?
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough. I think before the Batrider pick, there was ways for them to play around it. But yeah, this Batrider, it is going to be able to shut down this Timber Saw earlier, maybe stunt Brain's ability to play. I think the one factor we really need to kind of focus here on is they got the return of Wish. He's not been playing with Brain for at least a couple of tours now. And maybe a new player changing up some of the ideas within the team, or at least returning to some of the ideas that allowed them to dominate previous Division 2s. Might actually just be the change up they need to play up against what is the best team in the division right now, which is Nigma.
And for Nigma, seeing something a little bit different, right? I feel like we've had a lot of games where Miracle's been on his Monkey King. Today, we're going to get to enjoy him on the Luna.
Yeah, it's nice. We got to see him very much going to be farm heavy with this IO, but then also happy to fight. I was double checking the stats, but yeah, this IO Wyvern pairing, you don't see it often, double defense. And across all regions, right, in DPC, 326 matches, there's only been one game where IO Wyvern have been on the same team, and that was actually Goon Squad losing earlier in the season. So it's not a combo that you see often. It is a very defensive combination, and it is exploitable. It's hard to pull off. But if you're not able to lock them down, then 100% these front lines will be near impossible to kill off with the Tether, the Cold Embrace. Yeah, I'm honestly excited to see how Nigma gets to execute with this lineup.
Yeah, let's see how Wish, as you say, does in the mid here. Stepping in for the team, and in a matchup where, as a TA, right, should be able to fare pretty well against Puck, even if it's a Sumail Puck.
Yeah.
The hero matchup is not bad for Wish.
Yeah, I think the main thing here is you're not going to expect the TA to die, but nowadays with Puck being able to just, go to the small camp and stuff like that, it's not as if TA pushes Puck out of lane and suddenly Puck can't do anything, right? I think early on you might see some nice little plays from TA that can punish a Puck, but yeah, farm-wise, both heroes should still be able to get what they need from the lane to be able to enter into the game.
And sort of overall, we've had a few games where Timber's been able to get in, and it's looked like a solid game for Timber to pop off. I mean, how is this one in that regard?
It's kind of a rough Timber game, to be fair. They picked it blind, allowing Nigma to have 2 more picks in the draft, and Nigma went for 2 of the best heroes, right? You got Batrider throughout the entire game, the Firefly on top of him, and also just the teamfight contribution later, Timber falls off. And in lane, you got this Luna with that Lucent Beam spam, the fact that you've got IO enabling the Luna to stay in lane, not really get poked out. It's pretty difficult for this Timber to have that absorbing kind of time and space style game that you often see from him, because yeah, there's a lot of pressure. Whatever side lane he goes to, there's going to be a counter to him.
Oh, they'll move there from Spartan with the dispose to make sure that the range creep gets dragged back in range of the melee.
Yeah, crosses
in.
Yeah, it's to rejoin the lane just so he doesn't lose too much of it. Are they going to get Eddie's eyes in this? No, they're just going to play the lane here. Meanwhile, the lane's also connecting, so potentially you might just see the Jug run to the lane.
I was going to say, who's this still working out better for?
Honestly, it's kind of better for Nigma.
I mean, it's a lot of stacks on Spartan.
Yeah, Spartan's going to die from this.
He certainly is. That's going to be first blood for Mind Control Thug. Also has to get back underneath the tower there, running away with the Blade Fury.
He lost about 3 CS in that play. 2 creeps died in the middle, 1 creep died in the bot lane. So already these pulling shenanigans favoring Nigma a little bit. But for Nigma, their start to the game will very much be the efficiencies. How many pulls do they get? Do they get to alleviate some time to make up some stacks? This Luna, not again, like I mentioned, not really getting pressured too much in lane. You already see it now with that 11 CS. And Scarif Mage, unfortunately, as a hero, you're all about poking and prodding and punishing the regen, especially with the salve nerf. When there's an eye in the lane, doesn't really care about the salve nerf, right? You just salve yourself, you still have that same healing on Luna. So yeah, Brahim, already a little bit of trouble in the early laning phase.
We'll see Spartan trying to do his best to mess with them. Mind Control attempting to put the creeps back, and they will allow Thug to make sure that they meet still. Once again here on their side, rather than Mind Control being able to drag them as far back as he would hope for.
The interesting thing here from Nigma is some teams in this position where they don't want to play the lane, they pull it wide up into the high ground and then around, just so they don't allow for the Radiant team to also grab their wave and pull it in. So Nigma going for a bit more of a traditional pull, and yeah,
instantly countered by Brame.
Well, see now down bottom. Trying to make a move with the Blade Fury, but the Firefly's up. Mind control. He's out to the side, and Thug indeed won't be able to stay on either of the targets.
Yeah, nice juke around the tree stump there.
But, you know, you look at the CS, and yeah, but with the way that lane's going, Thug, he's farming fine. 21 and 12. It's a solid start for the Jug.
Yeah, he's having a great time. Like, even though he missed a couple of CS, the fact that when the lanes meet, this Batrider isn't able to really get up into the wave. He's respecting the Marcy. The quick jump, the dispose back.
Yeah?
Yeah, this Batrider.
Well, top lane, 11 will finally be taken out here by these two, getting a little too close.
And mind control as well in bot lane. He stepped up a little bit too far, disposed like I mentioned, and yeah, dead.
Brame finding the trades. They may lose their off lane at top, but they're able to make sure they get the kill down bottom. Thug continues to have a very solid start here on the bottom lane.
And the interesting thing as well in this matchup is, if they can ever get the Luna away from the IO, Juggernaut does do pretty well against Luna in the game. Like, think about it, some Omni slash on top of Luna, Luna then can't Satanic and get out.
Spartan might just have this kill as well.
Croaky's very dead, yes.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Come on. Oh,
nice
come on.
Attempt there. Nice little attempt there, trying to turn around, you know, really with the movement speeds taken into account. Goes to try and see if he can get that creep on top of him for the stun, but alas, not today.
Code B is now following.
Thank you.